The stage is set in the modern-day Coliseum for a historic night in which the Xbox Championship will be defended between two of the most notorious fighters in Primetime's history. It is a rivalry for the ages, and both men are looking to put on a symphony of savagery. To quote the challenger himself, "When another man takes everything from me, that's when I'm dangerous. On April 30th, I'm getting what's mine. I'm getting revenge." That challenger is BFAB Trixie. The once great champion of Primetime has tasted defeat on numerous occasions and now looks to reclaim what he believes is his. He's a maelstrom of power and aggression. His never to say die attitude and his relentless pressure is why he's known as the Primetime GOAT. However, to become champion, he must defeat one man. Enter the champion. FSK Fadinator, a marauder of pressure, he's striking has single-handedly brought him to the top of the mountain in Primetime. His barrage of punches and striking make him not only one of the most feared man in Primetime, but in the esports scene today. From the words of the champion, "He isn't taking this from me. I'll die before he takes this from me. Tonight you'll hear and see he is not on my level." This rivalry has to end, and it culminates tonight inside the Octagon, when both men will be locked inside hell, and only one man will have the power to reach the other side and call himself the champion, for whom the bells toll. Fadinator versus Trixie. Welcome to Primetime.
What is going on, you beautiful bunch of savages? It is Primetime 56. I am your host, Cyrus the Looney. We have a fantastic card ahead of us, and joining me in the booth to call all that action is the ever-legendary Mr. Humbledink and Primetime Dime, J-Dime. How you doing, lads?
Let's go! Primetime 56, Fadinator versus Trixie. Let's be honest, J-Dime, this is one we've been incredibly excited for. The rematch, the trilogy this season between Fadinator and Trixie is absolutely epic. We've seen it a couple of weeks ago in the ESFL. We know we've been building to this. This is an epic fight in Primetime history that we've got in front of us.
Listen to me, Humble. I'm shaking right now because I seen the fight that happened last week between Fad and Trixie. And that was a great fight. That was down to the wire, but Fadinator ultimately took it. So you know Trixie right now is looking for his revenge right now because it's not a bigger stage than Primetime MMA for the rematch, Humble.
There isn't. You're completely right there, Cyrus. And this card from top to bottom, as always, has some beautiful fights and some interesting matchups throughout it, Cyrus.
Yeah, for sure, man. Top to bottom, like we said, we got the champion and, old foes at the top of the card, and we're going to be talking about that as we go through the entire night, of course. But kicking the card off, Mega Tony and Amazon. He's no longer part of LW, I've heard, so apologies on the graphic, but Amazon up against Mega Tony to kick us off, and then a couple of other really kind of interesting matchups as we progress through the card. A couple of standouts for myself is I'm really looking forward to get KM Skitch back in the Octagon, and he's up against Hasbobs. Can't say his name right, but still, I think that those two match up really well. We've seen Skitch come out in the past, both consoles looking fantastic there, Jay. Any particular fights that stand out for you, my man?
Yeah, the Leaks the Great versus the Dino Gamer fight stands out to me because I've seen both of them fight. I'm really close with Dino. I think that's a tremendous fight on paper, and I'm looking forward to the Million versus Simililo fight because I've sparred Millions a lot. I've fought Simililo a little bit, so I'm interested to see that one as well.
Yeah, definitely, indeed. There's some great fights top to bottom. We have Smudger with a late replacement in the guy who kicked my ass last night. In Ned is coming. Big Balls Ned's coming in. He's going to be taking over where Top Strike, and Top Strike got stuck in a tree. That famous tree that we've got going on, Cyrus. You know, Ned steps in there. That's number 18 versus number 17. Smudger 2-0. I think it's versus 8 and 7, and that's a fantastic fight because both guys have got a lot of momentum going on at the moment. I think a 3-fight win streak.
Definitely, brother, definitely. Honestly, I cannot wait to get into this card as a whole. And with all of that being said, you know, Matty D and Esto going to have Mystics up against Jackson. Like you say, top to bottom, this card is going to be fantastic. Mega Tony up against Amazon in the first one, as we alluded to. And I think we're about ready to get into it, lads. So without further ado, we're going to skip across to this fight. It is in flyweight. And it looks like we're having Kai Kara France up against a calf pick there, J-Dime. We don't often see it too often.
Yeah, he's picking his calf. That takes a lot of confidence because when I think of calf, I think of bowl cut bully. So for him to go against, oh, that's not really Kai Car France.
Is
I
it
just
not? Is
remembered
that-
he's not in the game.
yeah, he's
I
not.
just,
What the
I
fuck?
just remembered he's not in the game. That's crazy. It's a Kai Kara France calf. They should have put him on the game, Humble.
Yeah, yeah, I don't want to get into the problems with here because I'll be here all day, but I'm actually doing a video at the moment with how many people they've missed. But yeah, Kai Kara France is he's a top. I think he's top 3 at the moment. He'd be a fantastic player. But let's talk about these calf picks because we don't see it a lot. And when you do see these calf picks, they're good when they're against each other, Cyrus. It's an even matchup, as you know. And it all depends on the style they've kind of picked when they're going into this one.
Yeah, exactly right. And, I've said it before, you've said it before, we all have, right? It's not necessarily about the picks, it's who's behind the sticks. As these guys enter this first round, they're going to kick off with a flurry of strikes to start out. Big overhands missed. I will take this moment, though, to give a big, massive shout-out to T4H Holloway, the man that had a standout performance yesterday, coming through with a massive raid of 12. Appreciate yourself and everybody else coming through to the channel tonight.
Thank you to Holloway, a legend in the community, one of my good friends. But yeah, here we go. And these two are banging off in the middle of the octagon, Jay. Trying to find the distance at the moment. We usually find this a lot of times in these sorts of fights. It's a feeling that process at the moment, just trying to see what hits and sticks.
Yeah, they're just trying to fill each other out. It's the beginning of the fight, but I assume it's going to pick up in the next 30 seconds. They're going to start swinging and banging, Cyrus.
Yeah, you can see them starting to catch each other in between strikes. Single leg ankle pick attempt. Does manage to check the kick. I mean, honestly, this is a little bit all over the place at the moment in terms of what they're deciding to opt for, Humble. Lots of, strikes to the head, a couple of leg kicks, and, of course, those takedowns mixed in. I don't think either guy really knows what to expect from their opponents yet. Hard to make reads and adjustments, my man.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I'm just watching that leg health at the moment because it is going down quite a bit. And the crippler is getting crippled at the moment. Is he going to be able to walk at the end of these combinations because he's getting caught by King Amazon? And Amazon doing a really good job of using his length. He looks like the bigger fighter in there, and it really shows, Jaydan.
Yeah, but he keeps throwing that big overhand. And I would counter that overhand with an up if I was Megatony right now.
Oh, big body kick.
Lots of upcuts on the exchanges. Lead elbow seems to be one of the favored techniques from Megatony as he chops a roundhouse to the body. It's an evenly contested fight, but Megatony getting slight advantages in terms of stamina, but maybe on the worst end of things in terms of the health here, Humble.
Yeah, definitely. And who knows, like the stamina of King Amazon at the moment isn't paying too much in effect. But a nice little switch up there from the crippler. He changes it to a takedown and gets into side control now. It's going to be interesting to see what he can do on the ground and how King Amazon reacts to this one, Jaydan.
Yeah, I think he should just get some ground. Ooh, never mind. He reversed that. Never mind. He is now on his back, Humble.
Oh, he's going to get that denial as well. That's pretty nasty. And he's got a minute to work as well, Jay. So that's a lot of time, especially if he's able to posture up and start raining down shots. You don't have to worry about too much of the reversal with so little time left on the clock.
Yeah, he can rain in some shots right here, do some damage. He don't even have to finish him. He can just do some damage going into the next round. And to me, that would win him this round, Cyrus.
Yeah, for sure, my man. And he gets that very, very powerful slide across into side control, Humble. A couple of elbows from the top. I mean, this is a nice, pretty dominant finish to the end of a round that was pretty closely contested up until that point.
Yeah, good fight IQ from Kai Kara France and Amazon. He's picking his shots, as you would say. He didn't overexert himself on the ground and really just stuck to the guns, and he just worked. Sometimes you can kind of overexert yourself getting the finish. You can give your opponent opportunities when you're going for certain things. So you've got to be conserved in what you're throwing. You've got to be you've got to use. It's good fight IQ, right, Jay? It's good knowledge to kind of throw certain shots and not overexert.
Yeah, it's about, for me.
Woo!
Ooh, never mind. I got to stop talking. Now he got to get out that corner.
Goddamn King Amazon, Kai Kara France, mixing it all together, Humble, getting a lovely little stun, mixed in the takedown, and now he's trying to pour it on the crippler in the second round.
Yeah, definitely. I noticed that he didn't get any back damage from that. I thought he should have got at least some, get slammed on your head. You think you get some sort of head or body health, especially usually. Nice work there, though. And now the crippler's really going to have to go to work. Some beautiful elbows. You got to be careful. Got to be careful if he can bring your head health down. We've seen it so many times, Jaydan. If you focus on one area while somebody else is working three, you can kind of even that fight out a bit because they've got to worry about that a lot more. It sets up other shots.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. But it looks like, I was about to say, looked like he was in trouble, Cyrus.
Yeah, it did. That was a lovely little reversal. Maybe got a little bit overzealous with the shots he was going for. This
Whoa.
ground and pound,
Oh,
my
wow.
God.
Oh,
Cara France, King Amazon Humble, just making the most out of everything he can on the mat.
Yeah, he's really mature performance so far. There
That's a good
needs to get them.
reversal.
Needs to get them though, J-Dime. He needs to block them. They're really important. Like you need to block that first transition.
wow.
Oh, nice. Go for the armbar.
Oh, I thought he would block the armbar. Oh, I'm
This
not
is
gonna
good.
lie. His joint submission defense
close,
looks
this
a
is
little
close.
suspect right now.
This is
It
good.
looks a little
This is
sus.
close.
Oh, he gets the
Oh,
slam.
he got the
He's lucky,
slam.
bro. Like, I say lucky, man. If he didn't get that, that could have been over, Jay. That could have been over, bro. That was really good track, and he, like you say, suspect.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I would give, if I was his opponent, I'd have some confidence because I seen his pattern, I seen his joint submission defense, and it looks suspect to say the least. Humble.
Yeah, if I'm Amazon in that position right there, I've saved that data that's in my bag, and I don't want my stamina to go too low because I'm going to try that again sooner or later. Oh, nice work. You might not have to though, Cyrus. It could be a finish right now.
Got him worried about getting taken down and put into another submission. The hands come flurrying in Jay Diamond. He's got Mega Tony pressed up against the cage, looking for a way to keep in this fight, and that takedown might just do it for him.
That's the way right there. Like, this is an interesting round. They've both been on top. It's been a lot of reversals. Like, this is a really good round, Humble.
Oh,
nice.
pick your poison though. Submission. Submission again.
Okay, armbar. Here we go. And hit.
This could be it. Like, God, it looks like he's kind of wait there. Oh, Mega Tony really needs to work on his submission defense.
Yeah.
I think he kind of understands from now on that you can't go one way to the left too fast. You can't go the other. It's about just barely touching those joysticks and barely touching them to try and go left and right. And that was tough right there. Cara France has gone back to it, but he gets hit again with a couple of big shots. And now Mega Tony's got no stamina left. He needs to block this Kimura J-Dime.
Is he going to get reversed? He's going to get... No. Okay, he kept the position. But only 8 seconds left in the round either way. Honestly, the submission defense definitely looking a little bit suspect for the Crippler. But if King Amazon is able to hone in on the slam in particular, or potentially just go for a different joint submission, Jay, he may be onto a winner because it's... That slam is basically all that's getting him out at this stage.
That slam is like a Hail Mary. That slam is kind of protecting him. But a part of me thinks maybe he's purposely, not saying he has bad sub defense, but he's purposely letting that happen just to wait for the slam, which is dangerous in itself, Humble.
Yeah, I don't think it is because we've seen it twice now, and you've got a chance to block it as well. And like you said, it's dangerous. He might not need the submission though, as he gets peppered with a barrage of shots right there. Goes for the takedown, scrambling for his life. As King Amazon's got no stamina now, Cyrus.
Yeah, and just on the point of since he seems to have recovered for a moment, never mind. He's going a little wild. I was going to say, my man, the submission defense, right, being technical and slightly pressing that, looking for, kind of a calm, calculated approach to get out of it is kind of what's incentivized by the game, rather than trying to power out of it. But never mind, the rock, and this has got to be the finish.
Hey.
That's
oh
it.
my, yeah, it's over.
Beautiful work from King Amazon, who gets the finish in the third round. He's got to be happy with that performance. If you are King Amazon, you wanted that finish. You felt like you'd get that finish from the third round, and eventually he's persistent with that finish and he gets it. J Diamond, a beautiful performance from him. I didn't really see him put a foot wrong there, and he showed his submission and ground offense as well as his takedowns and his stand-up offense as well. A full MMA game from King Amazon.
Yeah, that was a good game. It was competitive at times, but at the end of the day, it looked like Amazon was controlling that fight before the finish, Cyrus.
Yeah, definitely. As you've said many times in the past, my man, momentum is key. And when King Amazon was able to get the momentum shifting in his favor, honestly, from that first submission, I felt like it was close up until that first submission, and then he felt that he had a clear advantage. He was like, oh shit, this guy can't defend submission. So he obviously felt that he was a more experienced player and tried to capitalize on that, and probably this is going to catapult him pretty nicely in the rankings. That's a good performance for him, Humble. That is a really good performance for him.
Definitely good performance. A finish is really important as well. We'll talk about it now and maybe later on as well, but a finish gets you more points. You're probably sick of hearing that if you're a primetime regular, but there is a dozen people watching us right now for our first fight this evening. They are anticipating that Fadnate and Trixie main event that we have. The atmosphere tonight is something bubbling in the air, J-Dime. I can feel it. Every single person in this chat tonight is excited. They're excited to watch these fights and they're excited to cheer on that main event. And I cannot wait, but the next fight of this evening is one of my favourite fighters in the community. Somebody who I've kind of got on with really well. The French Supreme, it is Kim Skish versus Hasboy. It's going to be an interesting fight. We know the skill set. We've seen it so many times from Skish. He's such a fantastic fighter to watch, and he's going to be fighting somebody very interesting. Hasboy. It's going to be interesting to see what he can do in this fight, Jay.
Got a question, Humble. What is Hasboy's backstory? Have I watched Hasboy's fight before, Humble?
Hasboy is predominantly a striker, but this is where it's going to get interesting because he's going to be fighting somebody that's a great counter striker and a unique combination puncher and kicker, Cyrus. Skish pulls out combinations that I've never seen before, and this is what, the 15th season or something like that, and he'll constantly work on certain combinations, and they're always incredibly damaging. Damaging. The one thing about Skish, though, is that Cyrus, sometimes he can go for them combinations when maybe he shouldn't and go for the simple shots, and that can leave him vulnerable sometimes.
Yeah, trying to get over flowy, over flashy with your techniques. But that's one of the things about the KM boys that I wanted to bring attention to, is that they all have very unique striking styles. They don't follow the meta, so to speak. And honestly, it leads to some beautiful artistry. Well, they're able to work with their creativity here, J-Dime, when it comes to their striking. But Hasboy is a very, very game fighter, keeps it fundamental, likes to pour on that pressure as you see right here. So counter striker v pressure striker, excellent matchup for the second fight tonight.
Yeah, and this is a good match so far, but I like that. I like the range Dustin fighting at. I know it looks like a bit of a brawl, but Dustin has to be in boxing range. You want to smother them kicks, Humble. You don't want Yair to kick you.
Yeah, but already you can see
Yeah.
the difference between Hasboy coming forward, and he was using them simple strikes to come forward, and immediately Gish went with a combination, and look at the space. The space became apparent all of a sudden. So Skish got respect immediately, and you see the body damage as well kind of come from there. Now, I don't mean to be blowing smoke, but some beautiful combinations from Skish, and that body, you're gonna have to watch that because he's got to be careful, essentially, Cyrus.
Yeah, he is attacking the body very actively, and it's already having an effect on the stamina. But I will say Hasboy has got some better shots off to the head, and as we saw in the main event of last night, sometimes that head health damage is going to be the only deciding factor. It doesn't matter if you've got stamina, if you haven't got head health. So Skitch definitely needs to continue to get the respect of Hasboy's here, J-Diamond. Try to stop this pressure, because it's relentless. He's right on him.
Wow.
His pressure is relentless. You need to circle off. You need to get from that cage. But even though he's getting pushed back, I feel like he's having the most success in the striking, Humble.
Yeah, I'm back and forth with this too at the moment, because I like what Hasboy's doing. It's a perfect game plan if you're going to fight Skish. You've got to be in his face. You've got to not give him the respect. You've just got to watch your stamina, because he'll punish you when your stamina goes low. It's just, my question is, in this fight, can Hasboy maintain that body health for the 3 rounds, or can he get Skish's head health down to where that becomes a problem? And that's the question mark. To be honest, it's a fantastic fight, J-Diamond. Both guys are doing incredible right now. It's a great fight for our second fight.
Yeah, it is. That's the only thing I'm concerned. Will Dustin wear himself out? Will he gas himself out, Cyrus?
Yeah, exactly right, brother. And the one thing I will say is that KM Skitch has already started to throw a couple of head kicks and a couple of spins, and that'll probably keep the stamina fairly equal. It's going to be who's causing the bigger damage, and it's important to note that Dustin Poirier does have heat seekers in those hands, and it's one of those types of power that translates across all rounds here. As you see that uppercut land, it gives me a little bit of concern, but oh my god, that's the creativity of Skitch, Humble.
Nice.
Oh!
God! Hey! Oh my!
What? Everybody was kung fu. Oh, amazing work.
God
Amazing
damn.
work. Oh, honestly, he's a treasure to watch. And just as you said that, I read a comment from Holloway saying that honestly, the best way to beat Skish is not to pressure him, and all of a sudden, you see that. You said it earlier on, and I'll say it again, Cyrus. You said it for Dustin Poirier, I'll say it for Skish. A heat-seeking missile came out of that hand right there and caught him clean on the chin as he was going to the body. He was trying to match his opponent's bodywork, and Skitch realised that and threw a beautiful upcut and caught him clean, Cyrus.
It's why he's one of the best out there, Humbles. Why he's one of the best out there, Jay, is because of his timing. His timing is phenomenal. It doesn't matter his pick. He went to somebody like Yair, had a bit of a speed advantage, looked to capitalize on that, on some of the countering opportunities, and fuck, man, that was about as clean as it gets, bro. That was about as clean as it gets.
Cyrus? That
Yeah.
was an uppercut from hell, Cyrus. It looked like a missile. Did you see his head when he got hit by that uppercut, Cyrus? Did you see that?
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Decapitation. We may have just seen our first murder inside of this cage, but that's another beautiful match to set us up throughout this card. Starting out this night, as we mean to go on here, Humble, the Primetime Guarantee living up to all expectations here this evening, and I think it's going to continue with the next one, my man, between Sam Nye up against Reepsy, two guys on the PlayStation side of things. What can you tell us about these two gentlemen?
Well, Reepsy's currently 3-1, so he's doing fantastic in the PlayStation side. I think he recently fought Ned when he was 3-0, and he took a loss to Ned. But you know, when you can go 3-0 in the PlayStation division, it's no easy feat. He's going to be fighting Sam Nye today, so this is going to be. It's going to be an interesting fight. And let's talk about something else, Cyrus. Not everybody knows this in the division, but we have a rule of the prelim fights where you can pick your highest you can pick is 4-star fighters. And the reason we did that is because a lot of the same fighters were coming by, the Robert Whitakers, the Peter Yans, the Dustin Poiriers, the Conor McGregor, the meta picks. And what tended to happen is we were having 9 fights of the same characters, and it got a bit still. And you know, when we switched that up, what we're seeing now is real skill coming from these players, because they have to adapt. They have to change the style. They have to really pick a counter fighter to their opponent, and they can't mirror as well. There's no mirrors anymore. So just like the UFC, you've got to pick somebody with a unique skill set that can kind of do it. And there's also a ban rule in place as well, isn't there, for a higher fighter? So there's a lot of interesting dynamics going on in prime time at the moment that we have, and it all adds to the build-up and the story of these fights. And a fantastic fight that we've got in our hands right now: Robbie Lawler versus Paulo Costa, Cyrus.
Exactly. It leads for interesting matchups. Obviously, it leads to strategy having to be employed in each and every match. If you're the lower rated fighter, then of course, you know, especially you get that first ban, higher fighter gets the first pick, so try to counter each other as you can. And you know, obviously there, Jay, a lot of these 4-star fighters weren't getting the shine because you want to be as competitive as you can. And of course, if your opponent's picking a 5-star fighter, you're not exactly going to go out there and pick a 3.5, right? But with these limitations in place, we see a much more diverse set of fighters, and it leads to matchups just like this, as Humble was alluding to. Robbie Lawler, Paulo Costa going into this prelim. I think this is going to be one hell of a barn burner. Don't expect too many shots to be taken other than pure hands being thrown.
And I never thought I would get to see Robbie Lawler versus Paulo Costa. That fight never appeared in my head, Humble. Never.
Yeah, that's an interesting fight. I think it's because I think Robbie Lawler mostly fights at welterweight, and I think that's probably why. Bro, yeah, that fight would be Robbie Lawler at middleweight. Let's be real. Like, I know he's dabbled, but I think Robbie Lawler at middleweight would be an interesting redevelopment of his career. You know, we don't talk about Robbie Lawler much until he does fight. He's almost like the quiet spectacle fighter. You know, we see that the Nick Diaz's, the George Masvidal's, all these. Robbie Lawler's exactly one of that. He fought Ben Askren. I don't think he should have lost that fight with that headlock. You know, he was clearly still in the fight. Then he beat up Nick Diaz. He's one of them. And in this game as well, he's had some buffs from beating Nick Diaz, and he's a fantastic fight. I think he's very similar to Paulo Costa.
People forget. People are quick to forget in the sport sometimes. And Robbie Lawler is an absolute savage. You remember the interview? He's not trying to just knock them out. He's trying to take their soul. Robbie's a dark guy, bro. He will take you there. Yeah. He will land these shots, and he's willing to take one to give one. I mean, some of the best fights you'll ever see himself. And obviously the Red King in and of himself. You know, those matchups were fantastic. And that's what Robbie Lawler's all about. But the same can be said about Paulo Costa. This guy, for the most part, likes to walk forward, likes to throw absolute bombs at his opponent. You see them trading already in this early going here, Jay.
Yeah, and if I'm Robbie Lawler, I'd like to see a jab uppercut, because I'm sure Paulo Costa's going to keep going down to the body. Because in the beginning of the match, he was throwing some naked body shots, Humble.
Woo!
Here we go.
Beautiful duck.
Here we go.
Straight. He was waiting to time him right there. Reepsy's really, really smart. Like, he kind of played possum right there. He knew exactly what he was waiting for, seen his opponent with a few patterns, and then offloaded a beautiful combination down the centre. And that's one of the things you've got to kind of watch out for Paulo Costa, the power. But you've got a lot of opportunity, Cyrus, to catch him when he's vulnerable.
Yeah, I will say that one of the things that I'm really appreciating from Reepsy right now is that he looks very composed, but it's the change of tempo, J-Dime. He just waits for his opportunity, then he absolutely explodes, go from 0 to 100, just like that. Now the flurry is going to be there, and his opponent doesn't know what to do with it.
I'm not going to lie. This match may end soon. Like, I'm not going to lie. Robbie Lawler's looking nice against Paulo Costa right now, Humble.
Yeah, definitely. Reepsy looks like he's about to go 4-1, and you can see the hesitation right now from him. You know, there's TTV's backing up, and Paulo Costa is behind that black line. We talk about it so much, Cyrus, when you're a pressure fighter, when you're trying to get your opponent to kind of throw, it's so much easier against that black line because they have less options. They can't move backwards, essentially. They've got to move sideways.
That's it. Man. He's giving him the bow instead, allowing him to get back into this fight. But Reepsy going in on this one, Jay.
There's no such thing.
Bro, this game is over. I'm not going to lie. This match is over. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if Paulo Costa gonna come up with a wine drunk excuse again.
Did you just
but this
see that?
match is about to end.
Did you just see that? He had the ground and pound submit grapple assist on when he's on the mat. That's probably why he's not following to the mat. He may. I don't know if that's intentional or the setting gets changed occasionally when there's updates. So I don't know. I don't know.
If I'm listening to this right now and I'm the opposition, I'm shooting for takedowns as soon as I can because you can essentially get posture ups and everything for easy for the ground game. Reepsy better be careful right now because he's got a problem with the ground game if he's using that. I'm not sure if it's an accident or what's going on right there, but that's an issue, J-Time.
Yeah, it is. If I'm Paulo Costa, I'm trying to get to the mat as fast as possible, like you said, Hubble.
Yeah,
he might grass him up.
He needs to become a wrestler real quick. Honestly, the striking from Reepsy makes me think that this is not intentional. That isn't meant to be on, right? It's not meant to be on, but he is fighting like a man possessed here this evening. I'm really, really enjoying the work that Reepsy's able to do on the feet. Let's just hope for his sake that he's able to keep it there, Jay.
Listen to me, Cyrus. Paulo Costa needs to grab ankles, sniff some crotch. He needs to get him to the mat right now. I don't care about the taunting. Get him to the mat.
Oh, he's going for it.
This is the thing. Reepsy knows he trips him himself. God damn, man.
You can't change it as well. I've tried. You can't change it during the break, so you've got to be careful right now. Beautiful. It looks like the damage is done. It looks like the damage is done.
If Reepsy's here, this is hilarious. Like it's a brilliant fight, but just the dynamic that he's keeping it. He's doing so well, and he knows he can't let it get to the mat, so he's having to pick these shots, stuff these takedowns on, and he does again, my man. He does again.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna tell you how Paulo Costa can get it to the ground, guys. He got to clinch him and put him on the cage at this point.
We gotta let the players play, but at the end of the day, he's doing a good job. He knows exactly what he wants now as well, because obviously we talked about it, and maybe we shouldn't have, but we have to talk about what we see.
We got to observe it.
We've got to talk about it. We are in an esports competition. If we do something interesting with their playstyle, we've got to say, exactly that. And Paulo Costa has got a lifeline if he does get it to the ground. Who knows though? Maybe Reepsy plays like that every day, Cyrus. You don't know.
I doubt it, man. I doubt it, but he's having a standout performance here this evening. Honestly, he may get some extra style points for getting this done if he's able, because he's honestly having an almost flawless performance at the moment, Jay, even with that handicap in the back pocket. Just looking very, very clean so far, not really taking a step wrong.
Yeah, it looks like he's doing whatever he wants, but like I said, Paulo Costa, you need to set up some of these takedowns. I know we said take him down, but there got to be some setups, Humble.
Yeah, there's got to be some setups. I think it's too little too late right now, though, because everything... Reepsy's fantastic. Beautiful work.
Oh, my God.
Reepsy's landing, but he's also throwing subtle feints to kind of get his opponent to react. He knows how to strike. He's in his element when he gets into that pocket, when he's in that stepping in range, Cyrus, and he's utilising that perfectly at the moment with Robbie Lawler.
Let's go. Double hooks. He's trying to answer back. Reepsy picking him apart from the outside. Another left hook lands J-Dime, and he may be ending it right here, right now.
It's over.
Okay, so listen to me, guys. I think.
Oh my God!
I think
Can
Paulo
you imagine?
Costa,
Can you imagine?
Oh, that's hilarious.
I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm gonna lose my shit if he does this.
No, he's done. Hey, no, he's done. I'm not gonna lie. He's about to sub him. This match is about to end, guys. And I'm not gonna lie, Paulo Costa, like I said, he's gonna come up with a wine drunk excuse. He had too much wine. Maybe he had a little too much liquor. You know what I'm saying, Humble?
Yeah, if I'm him right now, I'm passing my controller to Zeus.
Can you imagine?
There's no way. I'm giving my controller to my mum. I'm giving my controller to my mum.
Oh my God!
It's over.
I'm saying, Mum, hold that while I take a picture of you playing. Saying I wasn't.
It's over.
That's such a It's like Reepsy was out for blood right there. He really wanted to prove a point right there. And a fantastic performance for Reepsy. Good that he got the finish in the second round, Cyrus, because those points mean a thing. Now, personally, if he could have got that finish in the first round, you could have got more points, essentially propelling him up the league, getting him higher fights, getting him more points for bigger fights in the future. But he doesn't tend to go for that. And I think some of these fighters need to realise that as well. It's not about just showing off. It's about pushing yourself higher up the card in the future so you can get bigger fights with them extra points that you get from the first round finish.
Yeah, putting yourself in a position to be more visible on these cards, definitely so. But he puts another win under his belt, and honestly, this one was with some style points, man. He had the handicap of the not being able to really go to the ground if he wanted to. His opponent definitely heard us from the truck and was actively hunting it. Maybe that even ended up playing to his disadvantage to a certain degree. You never know, but either way, Reepsy looking fucking clean, Jay, on the feet. Just that's a really good performance. I rate this guy highly. If you didn't know, you know now. Reepsy, an absolute savage on UFC 4.
That was a flawless performance, right? But Paulo Costa, aka his opponent, said he had too much Bud Light before the game. He said maybe that may have played a part in why he was performing like that. I'm not saying it's true, but I don't know.
Oh man, that's funny.
Well, Humble. On to the next one, my man. We have TMF's very own making the debut for TMF here this evening, Matty D. Obviously one of the heads over at TMF, an habitual striker, a man that's known within the scene, fought in many leagues, been at the upper echelon a number of times and trying to get back to those winning ways, up against an old foe, LW Ernesto, a camp that's been around the scene for quite some time. Ernesto, one of their more fabled members. Obviously, both guys trying to come out with a standout performance here this evening. A pretty good spot for them in the favorable weight class being bantamweight.
Yeah, like great, fantastic choices from back where my favorite is Sugar Sean O'Malley, and you've got lots of different picks as well. Cody Garbrandt's probably going to get picked, as we know. He's one of the favorites amongst the primetime the competitors who kind of pick that. You've got a few other options as well who you can go with, and it's always like fantastic matchups in there because they're always interesting and unique, essentially. J-Dime, it'll be interesting how these two veteran competitors kind of compete with each other. Both of these guys need to kind of pick up some win streaks going forward, and they were both amongst the top 15 last season, and that's massively important because they've tasted success. They know what it feels to be like that. They know how to put win streaks together, and it's just implementing that this season.
Yeah, and usually, like I said, when you're on a losing streak, it's so hard to get that one win. But once you get that one win, the show is back on the road. They just gotta. But for somebody, it's life or death. For somebody here, Cyrus.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely. I have to say, I know that we were kind of expecting these picks. I know Humble mentioned a couple of these picks beforehand, but I fucking love this matchup. Cody Garbrandt, Sugar Sean O'Malley, just an excellent stylistic matchup, right, Humble?
I think, personally, in real life, this should have happened. I think they missed it. Yeah, you think about it. They went driving, they had the press conference incident and all this other stuff. Like, why did Cody go down? Like, he had options at that division. If he beat Sean O'Malley, he takes away the steam. Maybe he was scared. Maybe he was scared. Maybe he was scared of Sugar Sean O'Malley. We know I'm a fan, but the issues you've got in this matchup, let's be real, is Sugar Sean O'Malley's got a lot of the same moves McGregor's got. He's got that reach advantage that he's got, and he's been upgraded a few different times. Whereas Cody's chin is phenomenally, historically known in this game. It's known in this game, J-Time. We've seen so many people winning a fight and then lose a fight in the second or third round just because of that chin and head health.
Yeah, it's like once you get punched one time on the chin when you got Cody Garbrandt and you're stunned, it's like it's over. You just keep going down over and over again. It's almost like you can't recover, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly, man. His chin can be compromised, and that's why it's so important to be technically sound when you're using somebody like Cody Garbrandt. Want to go a little Garbrandt here, Humble, but not full Garbrandt.
You don't want to go. I love the normal reference to that, but yeah, you don't want to go full Garbrandt. I also like the fact that Sean O'Malley, you can kind of fight in both stances as well. You've got that super long range, and I like how Ernesto's fighting at the moment. He's using that range. He's using long rangey attacks. And Matty D's going to have to get around those. If they're coming down the centre, you've got to sidestep, you've got to use your movement to kind of get off. And he's got to cut the cage off without walking into knees, without walking into body uppercuts and walking into teeps as well, because them will take your long-term stamina, J-Dime.
Yeah, and he's fighting well with them teeps and them jabs. Like, them jabs are giving Cody some problems right now, Cyrus.
Yeah, they really are. And honestly, as somebody that's been in a party with Matty D and seen him fight in the past, I know that they're going to be a little bit frustrating. He's going to get more and more annoyed at the knees, and that's something that he needs to control going into this fight. One of the things that he has not done previously as well, Humble, is he is really, really adverse to shooting a takedown, even though he's pretty decent down there, and that could be an advantage over somebody like Sugar Sean O'Malley that he may want to take advantage of.
Yeah, definitely. If you even out the playing field, you take away that range, and not only that, you give yourself another option. You give your opponent. Sometimes, if you reset your opponent, so if you take them down, when they get back to the feet, they might not go for the same game plan as playing a long game. Sometimes they want to get one back and they want to close the distance. It takes their kind of mindset out of it. You want to try and disrupt their thinking as much as possible. And I think that's something that a lot of players don't think about. You've got to disrupt the thinking. If they're doing well, you've got to take them out of that game, and that's what it's about, J-Time.
Yeah, it is. But right now, I think Cody's trying to cut the cage off, but he's playing Sean's game ultimately right now, Cyrus.
Yeah, honestly, he is following instead of cage cutting. He's trying to cage cut a little, but the footwork from Evo a little too clean, and those knees up the center, the straights, Humble, everything adding up for him. Humble, honestly, man, Matt, he's trying to answer back. He's trying to make it dirty, but he needs to turn it up right now. Take advantage of this low head health.
Oh, I think he has, though. The last minute,
Yeah.
he's peppered the head. If you look at that head health from Ernesto, he's peppered the head. He's gone after the head health, and mainly the head health, and that's kind of cut the cage off for him. He's walking him into hooks and now straight. And Mighty D is literally head hunting for Ernesto, and Ernesto's got to be careful of that. He can't let him get an advantage going into this next round, J-Dime.
Yeah, and if I'm Cody, I'd also take some shots to the leg too, just to slow down the movement a little bit, Humble.
It's a close fight. It's a close fight. As much as we've been blowing Ernesto up and saying how he's doing everything right,
It's close.
Matty's had some good little spurts in there, and that head health is really a problem. You can't let someone land a 4-piece on your head, Cyrus.
Yeah.
And some of them go through your guard as well. You can't let that happen.
Like, honestly, I think that Matty D, right, he, like you say, he's had spurts of some good successes in this fight when he's landed his combinations, but the overwhelming majority of the round seemed to be in the control of Sugar Sean O'Malley. He's starting this round out a little bit differently, a little bit more actively, Jay, and that's exactly what I want to see out of him here. Continue to pepper that block, start to stuff the movement of somebody like Sean O'Malley due to the fact that he's going to be, kind of in those hit stuns, and that may get him to be able to close the distance that he so desperately needs.
Yeah, Matty D has had some success recently, because look at Sean O'Malley head health right now, Humble.
Yeah, definitely. He's also got kicks to get in the pocket as well. You can use your kicks to set up your punches, not just your punches to set up your kicks. He's got to be careful and stuff like that though, because I honestly, looking at Ernesto right now, he's in trouble. He really is in trouble. That head health is a problem, and if he keeps taking shots to the head, they're going to be a problem. Beautiful sidestep from Mighty D, and I like the game plan from Mighty D. We only seen it implemented in the last 2 minutes of that round, but he seems to be sticking it when it seems to be working, J-Dime.
Yeah, I like what Matty D is doing right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's taking that block away, Cyrus, too.
Yeah, man, that block is fucked. But no, Ernesto's trying to stay in there. He's trying to use that jab, trying to use the teeps, but now he's getting a little bit more flat-footed, or so I feel, Humble, and that, kind of concentration, that laser focused concentration to sidestep everything seems to be waning a little bit. He needs to recenter. The corner needs to be in his ear, trying to get him to remember what he's here to do and how he's meant to do it.
Yeah, he needs space behind him, essentially, right? He needs space behind him, or he needs to be countering. And the way you do that is you hold your ground sometimes, or you have good movement off to the angles, and that's exactly what he does. The only thing he doesn't want to do is walk into shots. If he walks into shots, they're going to be more powerful. Like if you sidestep into something, if you lunge into something, that's the problem. That's what Matty D is trying to get at the moment. And Ernesto needs to have a good end to this round, because in the chat at the moment we have people saying that was Matty D's round, we have people saying that's Ernesto's round. This is a close fight in these last 2 minutes. Could essentially determine the fight as well, J-Dime.
Matty
Yeah,
taking
you said it right. Oh my gosh, Cody may put this away. I'm not gonna lie. Listen to me. That block was getting low, and that head health was getting low, like we kept saying, Cyrus.
Yeah, I mean, look, Matty D with a workman-like performance here this evening, Humble, not getting all the success just gifted to him. His opponent making him work for everything he can, but it's starting to stack up. That block destroyed, head health disappearing fast.
Yeah, Ernesto needs to really capitalise on the body work he's done so far in the first round. He needs to start making that advantage of the stamina kind of count as well. He needs respect. I think Ernesto needs to change the game plan up slightly. He's been moving backwards this entire fight. I think it's time for him to kind of step on the gas and push Mighty D back a bit. It's not working. You're giving him way too much space, and there's only so much you can take before you fall. And when you fall, you're going to be near the fence. That's where you're going to be even worse, because he's going to have follow-up shots as well, J-Dime.
Yeah, and you know what the problem is with him getting punched? He's getting punched with someone who got the power of Cody Garbrandt too, Cyrus.
Yeah, Garbrandt, man, he hits so fucking hard for this weight class, especially the speed is something else. And when he gets a lead, right, even though his chin can be compromised, because as long as he's going first, which Matty D has no problem with, he can overwhelm the opponents. This could be 1-1, could be 2-0. We do not know. We do know, though, Humble, that round 3 often is the biggest round and the most influential round in terms of the judges. These guys are going to have to work for it here.
Oh,
God damn!
Oh, Nesto's got him. Oh, sorry, Nesto's getting rocked here, and then Mike D goes to get him and gets kicked to the face. He started off really well going to the body, pushing his opponent back, but the problem is, it might be too little too late. The block health's not taking it up. The head health's not taking it up. It can't take the shots. And here we go.
Matty D.
Yeah, it's over.
Woo! Here with the game plan, Jay. Here with the game plan. He weathered that early storm. He heard everything we were saying in the truck in that first round, made the necessary adjustments, and showed why he deserves to be back in the upper echelon. I think that this kid is back on track and looking pretty good after a win like that.
Yeah, that was a very impressive win. He hurt that boy head health. He hurt that boy block. He was slowly inching and inching. Even though he was losing the first round, the first half of it, he was slowly closing in, Humble.
Yeah, he did it like... One thing you've got to focus on if your opponent starts to close that gap and gets in the pocket, if you're Ernesto, is the body. You've got to make it dirty. Sometimes you've got to throw some of them knees, especially when they're kind of throwing combination shots. It'll interrupt that combination so they don't get off the third or the fourth, or when they do, the stamina goes low. And unfortunately for Ernesto, he's focused on long-range strikes, and Matty was already in the pocket. So, he was getting caught while Matty was in the pocket, and Matty just did a great job of edging and closing the show out. And I don't think it was until the second or third or fourth minute of that first round when we really started to notice that, because we were looking at the work Ernesto was putting in. But it was a fantastic game plan and a great performance from Matty D. He did really well in that fight.
Yeah, definitely. Matty D, stand up, take a bow in front of all the TMF boys. I'm sure they'll be partying hard in the back, celebrating that success as it catapults us into the next fight of this evening, J-Dime. It's going to be a fight on the PlayStation side, your home, of course, between Jason up against Misix, or Meeseeks. I'm going to say Meeseeks. I don't think that's actually his name, but I'm going to say Meeseeks. I think either way, these guys PlayStation welterweight, and they're going to be throwing down Darren Till, Jorge Masvidal. The rematch is at hand.
So I think when your name's like question mark, I think we get to interpret what that is. You know what I mean? I think we get to say what that can be. So mine used to be Humbled Inc. People used to call me Humbled Inc. So they used to say that, and I was like, yeah, whatever. But at the same time, I think this will be an interesting fight. You've got the welterweight pick. We haven't seen it yet. We've got a rematch, and it's going to be a London rematch, J-Time, of George Masvidal versus Darren Till. We all know what happened in that fight. Let's not forget, Darren Till had Masvidal on his butt with a big shot in that fight, but he got overcomplacent as he usually does and got too comfortable, let his guard down, lifted his chin back as he was going forward, and Masvidal doubled up on a beautiful combination to knock him out and in front of his hometown. Now, in this game, it doesn't mean shit, but both of these guys have got similar attributes, but I think Masvidal's a bit of an edge with the punching power, the punching speed, things like that in this game, especially the kicking.
Yeah, what I'm looking for here is for Darren Till, Jason UFC, to use his feints, use that Celtic cross that he has with Darren Till, and really, really plant down on those shots, J-Dime. Obviously, on the other end, the head movement is got to be key to Meeseeks, and he's got to come out here and really, really be clean against the more rangy opponent.
Yeah, I think Darren Till, he should kickbox from the outside, because I don't want to box with Jorge Masvidal. And I thought his name was Jackson. So that's Jason?
No, you could be right, bro. You could be right. Jackson makes more sense. It makes more sense. It does.
Someone needs to tell us. That's the problem. You need to tell us how to pronounce your names. I've just got to say the bets are on if you want to get your bets on. One of the things we do over here in Primetime is we let you guys in the chat join us by participating in the bet. You bet your channel points on who you think's going to win this afternoon. And currently it's 50-50 with 2K apiece on both guys. So very even amongst the betting lines at the moment. But you can see it as well. It's very even in the striking department, J-Dime, and these two go at it in the center of the octagon.
Yeah, this is a good fight so far. What do you think Jorge needs to do? What adjustments do you think he needs to make early in the match, Cyrus?
Right now, I like what he's doing. You gotta be careful of slipping into a hook, of course, but the head movement is key. The pressure is really where it's gonna be at. It's green, red, green. That middle zone, that kickboxing range is all trouble, but on the inside, a slight boxing advantage. And of course, all the way out, he can make him miss some shots and try to make him gas a little. But I feel like Jackson, as you said, J-Dime, is he's approaching this relatively well. He seems to be composed, even though a lot of pressure coming his way.
Yeah, I'm just gonna call him Jax. You know, Jax is a good name. Jax is a good name. You know, but we didn't even talk about this, but these guys are both undefeated in the prime time at the moment. You can kind of tell as well the way they're striking, the way they're moving at the moment, the way they're slipping. They're both trying to land beautiful combinations. A lot of skill involved in their playset at the moment. J-Time.
Yeah, this is a good fight so far. This is very even match fight right now. But you know what I would like to see from Jorge Masvidal? Keep controlling. He's the one pushing forward right now. Keep controlling the fight and keep him behind that line. Behind that line right there. Keep him right there, humble.
Yeah, boxing, they're heavy though from both guys at the moment. Sorry, barely a kick between them. And you think Darren Till, the in and out movement, the distance, you think Darren Till would like to throw a lot of kicks, but they're kind of mirroring each other a bit.
Yeah, maybe he learned from the first one, didn't want to open up with a kick and get that big looping overhand, looping hook to kind of follow. He knows that the explosiveness of Jorge Masvidal is something to be very, very wary of, and he's really starting to connect, Jay. He's finding the home for those shots.
Yeah, a takedown. Darren Till been with Hamzat. I forgot. He's been with Hamzat. They're the Smash Bros. I forgot. So he can grapple now, humble.
Yeah, I can't wait to see Darren Till come back, actually. I think it's rumoured that he will be fighting Hermansson.
I heard that, bro. I heard that.
Hermansson in London, I believe, with Tom Aspinall versus Blades as well, which I can't wait to go to. But maybe meet up with Cyrus and we'll have a couple of drinks. And if anyone wanted to come, you know, in England, we might have a little meet up from the Primetime community. But anyway, going back to the fight, these two are going at it. Look at the head health, look at the body health. It's freaking identical at the moment from both guys. Oh, Jackson gets rocked.
Oh shit, I thought he was going to get him back, but Jorge Masvidal's hands a little too clean at the end of that round, J-Dime. That's the way to get the judges, scoring in your favor, a way to really put an exclamation point on the end of that round.
I'm going to tell you why, even though Darren Till landed a punch first, why Jorge's put him down. He's fighting orthodox right now with Darren Till. He's not fighting southpaw, and he's taking away his own power right now, humble.
Yeah, he definitely does. There was a beautiful end of the round for, he's mainly boxing. I've noticed that there's not many. I don't believe I've counted a kick for a miss at the moment, and he hasn't missed. So, Cyrus, he's been coming forward thick and fast, and Jax is going to have to watch and mind his head at the moment because he's getting caught, and then look at that, a new beautiful spin kick comes out of nowhere.
It's the flurries, just like that. Just like that. Meeseeks is picking his moments to explode J-Dime, and when he does, you see the head health of Jax absolutely disappear. Good front kick from him, and he needs a little bit more of that right there.
Yeah, and he's actually southpaw right now, which I like, humble.
Yeah, I like that as well. The lead hook's such a vital key of southpaw, and your movements really counts as well. He's cutting off that lead foot. Which is so important. Like, people don't really understand that.
Bro,
but
he's styling.
He's stand profile, and that's exactly what he's doing, Cyrus.
What the fuck did I just see?
Knee to the balls right there. Beautiful work. He thinks he's big balls Ned.
He said knee to the balls.
Miz comes in, and he goes for another, plants his feet, and hits a rip right there, Cyrus. Beautiful combination.
Yeah, Meeseeks absolutely going off. He said, existence is pain, I will walk through it, eat one to give one, and he has looked fantastic doing so. Honestly, the more accumulative damage come in the way of Jorge Masvidal, and he is now just absolutely playing with his food almost, J-Diamond has to be careful.
Hey, listen to me. He's trying to pick that boy limb from limb. He's trying to pick that boy apart, humble.
Good work though from Jax. He realised that one of the things that Mace's done is he switched southpaw. Well, not even switched to orthodox essentially, and to cut the cage off of that lead hook, and he was landing a lot of combinations through that. And I think it might be too little, too late, but immediately had sex with the slip hook right there, Cyrus. And if you can have a few more of those and kind of even the fight out, he might be able to get some respect from Mises, but he really needs it now more than ever.
Yeah, and honestly, oh, Jesus! That lead hook of Jorge Masvidal is so perfectly timed and has such a pop to it. It is sitting down Darren Till at every single turn. Oh my God, look at the head! Just absolutely bumping back like a pest dispenser, Jay. He is not in a good spot right now. fuck?
Oh my, he's in a horrible spot. You said he's not in a good spot. He's got the Ben Askren treatment at the end.
Yeah, 100%. And Masvidal and Mises, I think you called him, Cyrus, is
Mises, yeah.
he's decided to open a little contest with the knee knockout to the face Olympics. As he lands a beautiful knee right there, jumps up and peppers his opponent's face. The blood splurts. Look at that blood splurting right there. Darren Till is not okay.
No, he ain't okay, bro. He might be dead.
Not okay.
He may be dead. No way, Masvidal. Meeseeks log in as clean as ever. That kid has a bright future if he can put on performances like that. Look calm, calculated throughout the entire stretch of that fight, Jay Diamond. That all accumulated in a perfect finish for the end of that fight.
That was a good fight. Like at the beginning, it was evenly matched, but Jorge started taking advantage. And if I'm Darren Till, I don't want to box against Jorge Masvidal. I felt like he should have used more teep kicks, Humble.
Yeah, teep would have been nice, but you know the boxing pressure from Masvidal was what cost that. You know, Darren Till couldn't kick. Every time he went to kick, he was getting closed down, and you have to have your opponent go backwards when you're kicking, right? You have to, when your opponent's backing up from that boxing range, Cyrus, that's when you kind of throw your kicks because they're just entering into the kicking range. You can't have them coming in because if they're crashing into you, they're kind of smothering your kick, and that's when they land. That's when their best opportunity is. And it was really hard for Jackson to kind of pick an opportunity to throw some kicks, and that's what really would have given him an advantage. He really needed to get Mises to go backwards, and Mises was on that straight away.
Yeah, he just didn't allow him the opportunity to employ any part of that game plan. Really lured him into a boxing fight, and that was ultimately what was able to get him the win. Just a very, very intelligent approach to that fight, to that opponent, and like I said, I have high expectations for him going forward. Meeseeks definitely a name to remember as we move forward into this season of Primetime MMA, especially on that PlayStation side. But talking about the PlayStation side, we have a little bit of a change to the graphic. As we mentioned at the beginning of the stream, Top Striking got stuck up the infamous tree, and we are having Smudger up against Big Balls Ned, stepping back in the cage. Humble, gonna throw it back to you, brother. You fought this man last night, a friend, a training partner, taking this fight on short notice against a game opponent at the featured spot of this prelim. A brilliant spot for him to get another visible win if he's able to overcome the mighty Smudger.
Yeah, definitely. One's a teammate and one's a friend. So these two are kind of both friends of mine. You know, I've been around with Smudger for a long time. BMF Smudger, to be precise, he's part of that BMF team, and you know he's fighting Big Balls Ned, Kaya Ned, somebody who's 4-0 on me in prime time, and you know I'll step against him short notice. I didn't want to see him not have a fight. I knew it'd be exciting last night, and probably knew he was going to kick my ass as well because he's such a fantastic fighter. But we see that record right there in 3-0, and I've got to say, the thing about Ned and what's really good, and he can't go Kobe. I've just realised. Sorry, I was just off track there. I thought he was going to go Kobe Covington, but he's a great pressure striker. And the main thing about him, he starts slow in most of his fights, and that's where the problem lies. Smudger's a quick starter, and you know he's really good with Conor McGregor. So it'll be interesting to see how Ned can kind of adapt to that, because usually in the second and third round, that's when he really picks it up. That's when he makes the noticeable reads, and he's really good at picking up reads later on in the fight, but he needs to not let Smudger get ahead, because if Smudger gets ahead, he's not like me. He'll stick to the game plan and stick to the track, and that's exactly what he's going to do, J-Dime.
Humble, you said a lot. That was a beautiful breakdown just now. You just broke down.
I know a lot about these guys.
Well. Yeah, but also, a lot of people told me Smudger's the next champion, and I know y'all have heard that around, Cyrus.
He's undefeated as well.
Honestly, I did not know he was part of the BMF camp. I know that those boys are really, really good with Conor McGregor in particular, like you say, especially from what I'm hearing, Smudger's onto a bit of a winner. He's 3-0 against a veteran within this promotion, and he's starting out this very quickly. It's interesting that you note that he's a quick starter here, Humble, because Conor McGregor, a perfect pick if you like to start this like to start fights very fast.
Yeah, he is, and like he's a quick starter compared to most people. You know, he's really good at conserving his stamina as well. He'll throw a shot when his stamina is high. Smudger will work his way into pockets with smaller shots to set up the bigger shots, and when he plants his feet, really when you've got to notice him. Same for Big Balls Ned, but one thing is that pullback. The pullback is key in this fight for Smudge.
He's looking good, man. He's looking good. He's putting it on his opponent. He's catching him in between shots, striking on the offbeat pull counters galore. Big Balls Ned needs to mix this up, and that's what he gets. God damn, Jay. Beautiful flying knee from Jorge Masvidal. And the opponent.
Now, sorry, go on, Jay.
No. That was a nice knee because it seemed like Connor was going to start to not walk through him, but start to walk forward over and over again, Tyrus.
It did, man.
Oh
But
my
now, he catches him
God.
again. The forward momentum is prevailing.
God.
Gets the body too humble. This is not looking
Get out the
good
corner.
for
Oh my
Ned.
God.
Wow, Smudge.
Hey.
Fantastic performance. What a fantastic performance that was.
Oh my gosh. That
Didn't give him a
great-
notice. Didn't give him a moment. Like, even though Ned had a moment right there where he landed an overhand right and a flying knee, you know, the more efficient, more damaging, consistent shots came from Smudger. And when he had him against the fence, he did not let him off. He picked his shots to perfection and gets the finish. But before he even hits the ground, Cyrus.
Look, Jay said it leading in. I'd heard rumblings in the past. Smudger, somebody to keep your eye on, and he shows why. Just there. I mean, fuck, what a performance. What a performance. Really, really showcasing like a Conor McGregor sim almost, I feel, right? I mean, he got caught with the knee and the overhand, like you said. That was a moment of brilliance from Big Balls Ned that we have seen many, many times in the past. But just the efficiency, like you had alluded to, Humble, and his shot selection, his timing, it was all very, very clean. And I look forward to seeing what this guy can do going forward.
That was picture perfection, right? So, you've come off. Ned's on a win streak. Ned's doing well at the moment. These are similarly ranked. He's 18th and 19th in the division. Smudger is 2-0, well now 3-0, and he's just beat a top-ranked fighter, Jay Dime. He's going to push himself right up into that top echelon, maybe in the top 10 of the rankings. He's going to get a big fight next, and you know Ned is a big fight. Essentially, he was supposed to fight top striking, but by fighting Ned and beating him on short notice, Smudger's just propelled himself right into that mix of everybody climbing to fight Trials Wars. We've seen Trials dominant. Well, brilliant performance from him last night. He's gone 7-0. Everyone wants a shot at him at the moment.
Yeesh, dog, listen to me. Like I said, people kept telling me Smudger's going to be the future champ. Like, I didn't heard all of that. And tonight, I'm not going to say he proved it, but he made it sound legit that he has a future as a champ, or at least a contender, Humble.
Yeah, I agree. And Ned's no feat. Like, Ned's a great player. You can see that Smudger is a quick starter, Cyrus, exactly as I said. Yeah. And Ned needs a round or two to get it. If you let Ned out that first round, he'll always come back. That's the problem with Ned, and that's the problem with me. Ned always comes back after that first round, even if I had gone against him. And Smudger just is one of those guys. When he has you hurt, he knows how to finish you.
Yeah, looking fantastic. But talking about spectacular fighters and spectacular finishes, two guys coming up next, J-Dime. Guys that you are very, very well aware of. Leaks the Great, an all-round savage on UFC 4, putting together some nice consecutive wins within Primetime MMA, taking on a friend of yours in Dino Gamer. This is going to be a war for the ages, my man.
Bro, this should be a great fight because I've seen Leaks fight, and I've seen Leaks fight in Primetime. He's put on some good performances since he's been here. And Dino, that's my guy. I like Dino. He's a really good grappler. So this should be a great stylistic matchup, Humble.
Yeah, definitely. You know, Dino usually has a solid. The ping's always high, but it's always like a solid stability as well because he's from Australia. But he's always got this fantastic grappling that we see, and he reminds me of Dirty Dave a bit. He's very efficient with his striking. He's very efficient with his grappling. He doesn't exert from the game plan. He'll sometimes go to decision if he has to, and he doesn't mind like edging something out because it's all about the win. It's all about just consistently beating his opponent. And if he's fighting someone like Leaks is going to have to pour it on him, and he's got the perfect character to do so. But featherweight Volkanovski, Cyrus, that's a tough pick because he's being upgraded so much. It's hard to beat him. It's hard to hurt him. Yeah,
and just on that point, this is our first fight of the main card, and as such, these guys are able to go the full array of fighters, 5-star fighters, 4.5, and the full array are on display. And that's why we're seeing the full Conor McGregor up against Volkanovski, as you said. Defense. We're gonna really find out quickly, I feel, J Diamond, who's gonna be the winner in this one. They're not starting slow, bro. They're not starting slow.
He leaned back that head kick. He leaned it. Listen. Oh, and he got him to the ground. Listen to me. That was beautiful. And I think on the feet, Conor's scary. Leaks is scary right here. I think on the ground, Dino's going to do his thing. So this is a really interesting matchup, Humble.
I don't know who's going to win this one. I have no clue who's going to kind of have the advantage in this one, Cyrus.
Leaks the Great is going for body uppercuts at the moment, and they are absolutely terrifying. We're seeing Dino Gamer try to answer back with a couple of uppercuts of his own, but the bodywork is really, really keeping this fight honest. You know, it means that Dino Gamer isn't able to run away with stamina, and
Nice.
evens it out on the mat a little bit, although this is a lot of time to work here, Humble. A lot of time.
Yeah, do you know why the body uppercuts are so important as well? Is because if you go for a takedown, that changes to a head uppercut as you go for a takedown. So it's a beautiful option. And it's giving your opponent something to think about. But Dino is now where he needs to be. This is where he's most comfortable, and he's going to have to do some work though, because Leaks is a great competitor on the ground himself. He's not going to give too much away, and exactly that right there, Jay Dime, as he gets back to his feet.
That was beautiful. He didn't take no damage. He got back to his feet. That was a nice knee. This is a great fight right now, guys.
Yeah, back and forth, highly technical, putting their hearts on their sleeves and leaving it all in the cage here this evening, Humble Dink. They are fighting for every single millimeter of this cage as the fight and waiting opponent. Let's not hope that this is going to go.
We're good. We're good, guys.
We're back. I was going to say, though, these two guys, Humble, they may be two of the most slept-on opponents within the Xbox division at the moment. Leaks the Great, honestly, a standout opponent, and not Dino Gamer, also a guy that's very, very well versed in all accoutrements of this game.
Yeah, definitely, and I've seen him perform and do really well in other leagues as well, including the ESFL. And it's no different in Primetime, but Leaks has fought the who's who, and he's fought pretty much everyone in the Primetime division who's at the top of the division, and he's had a bit of a rocky road, as you do. You know, Cyrus, a lot of those people, they go backwards and forwards with each other. You beat one, styles make matchups, essentially, and he wants a consistent run together to try and get a crack at the champion Fadinator again, and Dino's going to try and stop him today, but that stamina, the bodywork from Leaks at the moment is becoming the issue, J Dime.
Yeah. Like, I think
nice.
if this continues on, if it stays on the feet, them body uppercuts will take a toll on Dino, because those are just nasty, Humble.
Oh, my days.
They're already having an effect, right? You can see the stamina of the guy that has the better stamina of the two now being in a worse position, and that's due to the bodywork of Leaks the Great. This is a really, really good fight, and you see him.
He caught him. And this is the thing, though, the durability of Volkanovski. One of the things I'm really good with Volkanovski is he has great recovery. He has the best. I believe he's got the best recovery on the game. I'm sure it's something like 99, and he's fantastic. When you go back to your corner, you get a really big stamina boost. You usually get a good health boost as well. So it'd be interesting to see how these two come out. But he needs to stop Leaks from kind of getting off and kind of neutralize that offense. Look at that. The stamina is almost in his favor. It is in his favor.
Yeah, nice.
Crazy.
It's a good point out. It's a good point out. And while they hit the mat, we may as well take a moment just to. I want to throw it back to something that you said. Never mind. Crucifix.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
This is a dangerous spot. He's going to get out of it. But real quick, Humble, you had mentioned, right, that he had a kind of ups and downs like many people have within this league. And just on that point, I put a statement in Discord yesterday that was echoed by the kind of some of the more namestakes in the community, like Swift Trixie, that we're going to see later on tonight. These guys have adapted so much that there isn't an easy fight anymore. Every single one of these guys from top to bottom are killers.
Yeah, and when I say ups and downs, I mean he lost his last fight, but he's 4-1.
Exactly.
Like, it's not like he's bad. It's the fact he's 4-1, and his opponent's 2-0. You know, ups and downs means you've just had a loss here and there.
Yeah.
And, he lost the boss man, but Leaks has killed some of the best people in the division, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now. This is no easy fight between any guy, and it's a fantastic fight to start our main card this evening, J-Dime.
Listen, this is a great fight, but Leaks won't have to deny a takedown. I'm not gonna lie. This is a really good fight, guys, but if he want to have success again on the feet, he got to deny one of these takedowns, Cyrus.
Yeah, he does. I actually think leading into this fight that they might have been on a bit of a higher ping as well, and that could be playing a factor in terms of the grappling. The denial seemed to be there, but he is going for the same side repeatedly, Humble, and as such decides to separate.
Yeah, definitely. Woo. Back and forth so far. I do not know who's winning this fight. The bodywork seems to have kind of.
No, you do. You do know who's winning. Yeah,
I'm not sure because
remember, because it was a rock in the first round at the end of that first round.
No, yeah, you are right on that one, but this has been such a close fight so far, and the body health is. He's 2 shots away from virtually being really hurt, and that's what I'm trying to point out. The stamina keeps going in the favour of Leaks, and then it goes to the end of the round, and Dino gets that stamina back like he did last round, and it's changed. But this is where Dino wants to be, peppering his opponent from top Mount Dime.
Yeah, like I said, this is an amazing fight. Like every time you say Leaks has the stamina advantage, but once it gets here towards the end of the round, Dino catches back up, Cyrus.
Yeah, and it's due to that recovery stat, right? Like you guys were saying a little bit earlier, but it's such a close fight, man. It's such a close fight. I feel like this round going the side of Dino Gamer, and this has been a lot of top control, but it's kind of a tale of two halves, Humble, right? Striking kind of seems to be going mostly the way of Leaks the Great, and then in reversal, these takedowns, Dino Gamer doing a good job of holding these positions, getting some work done.
45.
Yeah, definitely. And there's only 45 seconds less, but this is going to add up on the scorecards. This is the first round was you had a rock. The second round you go for finishes. You know, it does add up. And at the moment, McGregor looks in trouble. As good as he started as well. Lex the Great started so well. Jay Dime, he started like he looked like he was going to run away with this fight, and then Dino he adapted, he changed, and this is what great players do.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Ooh.
Oh, it's close. I'm telling you, it's a really close fight.
It's really close. I'm concerned. I'm concerned about the stamina from Dino right now. So if Leaks can keep it on the feet, he can take advantage, especially with them body uppercuts, and kind of break him down, Cyrus.
Yeah, it's like he was anticipating the grappling from Volkanovski, Dino Gamer, and he goes to that body work. That mixed in with the grappling heavy routine from Dino Gamer's put him in a tough spot, but another good front kick lands, Humble. That's been a shot that's really found the mark the entire night, and he's doing a good job of mixing it up here, and he hits another one.
Yeah, chain wrestling right there coming from Dino. And Dino now starts to hit that body. He's trying to get the points, rack that up, but he does let his opponent up right there, kind of neutralized it. Maybe he should have moved to a different position. There's Jay Dime, but he is ahead, I believe. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Body shots,
but there we go. The body shots. He's going back to it.
Lovely.
Yeah, lovely. This fight can be going either way right now. I don't know.
Oh my God.
There we go. Body. God damn.
That's exactly what I meant, Cyrus, as well. He's 2 shots away from being hurt in the body, and that's exactly what Leaks proved.
And
then the takedown is the equalizer for Dino Gamer, because this, I don't know if it's the ping or if Leaks the Great needs to maybe work on it a little bit, but he is getting those takedowns at will at the second, but not able to hold it this time, Jay.
Yeah, I don't think it's the ping because, it's the high ping, but it's a consistent high ping. It's not jumping or going low. It's a consistent high ping. So, he needed that. He needed that.
The grappling does get affected though massively sometimes. Like if you're fighting someone from a different grade, sometimes it doesn't. But it can. But it doesn't really matter because these two are performing, and Leaks had some adversity coming back. Beautiful leg, stuffs the head in, pushes the hips away, and he's starting to make him miss a lot more. And that stamina's becoming a bigger problem right now, Cyrus.
Yeah, it definitely is, bro. It definitely is. Another front kick.
Long 2 minutes.
Mate, he has just hit the money with that. He gets the takedown, right, but he's struggling to hold it, Jay, because of the stamina. Once again, he ends up lower stamina, gets a little bit of GA, a denial, and then the separation. Easy for Leaks.
Back up. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is Connor's fighting out. Now he don't got no stamina anymore. Connor has a stamina advantage. So these body shots gonna start raining.
The stamina though, for both of these guys though. Leaks can't throw a 3-4 piece that he needs to throw. It kind of hurts his opponent. He needs to start working on single shots to kind of pepper that and keep his stamina as high as he possibly can. But Dino knows that. Dino's trying to intercept him. He's trying to smother him. A bit like a boxing fight, Cyrus. He's clinching a lot. He's going for takedowns. He's neutralizing him. He thinks he's won the first 2. He's banking on that.
But he's in a deep spot, bro. If he can just stuff 1, maybe 2 more takedowns.
Oh my God.
Double her. And that's it. He got him rocked.
Oh my God.
No stamina to get it finished, though.
No stamina for nobody. There is no stamina for anybody right now.
Who can muster the final one, my man? This may be it.
There's 20 seconds left.
18. He's got 15 seconds to try and finish him. Leaks, is he going to go for it? This could leave you open and lose the round.
Oh, I don't blame Leaks there.
Oh my God.
Bro, I don't blame Leaks there at the end of that round. He just went up a front kick, trying to stop that takedown. Dino Gamer knew it was coming, waited it out, gets that takedown. I don't know who won this fight, man. This could be fucking anyway.
Good fight. Yeah. All right, let's see. Let's see who won this fight, guys.
Beautiful work for both guys. Great, interesting fight. We're all question marks here. We don't know who's won. That first round's kind of the big one. He did have a rock, but the significant strikes and the most strikes came from Conor McGregor. So it'll be interesting to see how these judges. I always think the third round dominates a fight. Let's find out, Cyrus.
Yeah, let's find out, man. Damage v control. 29-28. Unanimous decision.
Big Conor, my
It is the great. It is the great Alexander. Volkanovski does it again, my man. Does it again. Dino Gamer.
I'm not shocked.
Yeah, like I said, it could have gone either way. I'm sure
Let me
Leaks
see
is
the
going to be
scores.
annoyed.
I want
But...
to see the scorecards. I want to see the scorecards.
Oh,
right
God.
now.
Go. Can we go round by round?
Yeah,
Can we go round by round?
Yeah,
real quick?
round by
But
round.
it's that first round, really. That first round was really the one that we know Dino won the second. We know Leaks won the third. That first round was the real one that's difficult to score.
It's a tough one, man. It's a tough one, isn't it? I'd like to see round by round. Oh, here we go. I was going to say we're not going to get it. Round 1, definitely Dino. Round 2, that's a fair one. That's a fair one, I think.
Are you sure? Because the first round...
Was it? Yeah, the first round, you got a stun.
53 strikes, though. 53 strikes.
Stun, 2 takedowns,
Yeah,
top
but
control.
on this game, the stun,
Close fight.
stun, it's a big moment in the fight.
A close fight, right? A controversial. I would say you would not be wrong no matter which way you said this fight went. So both guys need to hold their head high. Different game plans, approaching it. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Don't get down about it, right, Humble. We've all tasted defeat in the past, and if your Leaks the Great, you went out there, you did your thing, you fought your heart out, and you arguably could have won that fight. So either way, these guys should be holding their head high and looking forward to bigger and brighter opportunities.
Definitely, and it was 58,000 channel points that was bet on that one, so some people are very happy because it was like a 60-40 split between Leaks and Dino, and I think Dino was the underdog. So great little fight we had right there to start off the main card. I said it earlier on, Cyrus, Friday Night versus Trixie. Something is in the air tonight. The main card fights, that was a fantastic fight. Even though it went to decision, that was a back and forth war, and I'm guessing we're not going to hear the end of it because we're going to be moving on to the next fight, Cyrus, and the next fight is going to be a fantastic one as well. Build us into that one. I know both guys are undefeated.
Yes, sir, both guys are undefeated. Bob, your uncle, up against FSK's very own Optics, a kid that's been around the scene for a little while. Outside of the cage, had to take a bit of a step away from competing, but is back with a vengeance and believes that with the training of the current champion, FSK Fadnator, and the likes of Comp and such over at FSK, he has honed all of his skills and has the ability to put a run together. Stepping across an undefeated opponent there, J-Dime, like Bob, your uncle, his work is cut out for him, and we will find out here and now whether or not he is up to that task.
Listen to me. Bob, your uncle, that name, I want to hear the backstory. What is the motive? I want to know why is his name Bob, your uncle?
I'm not sure, but somebody just put 50,000 on Optics to win this fight.
There are a lot of babies.
Oh my days, people have put, that's a lot of channel points. That's nearly like 3 or 4 months. Well, no, it's longer. It's nearly half a year's worth of channel points right there, Cyrus. So you've got to build that up over time. Maybe they've been, the prediction champion. Someone might know something we don't, but both of these guys are coming in with undefeated records. And Rob Font versus Peter Yan, we've always talked about it in this division. It's a great counterintuitive matchup. The one thing I'll say though is that Rob Font had a bit of a decline with his stats in his last loss to Jose Aldo, and I'm not sure if Yan did. I didn't see the last update.
Yeah, I'm not too sure on terms of the statistics, but once again, it is about who's behind those sticks. Slight advantages probably in the hand of Peter Yan as he's opening up with a couple of combinations, being pressured by Rob Font, but got to be careful. That is a danger zone for both guys there, Jay. They are swinging some heat.
Listen to me. Rob Font is the one guy, or the guy I think that can counter Peter Yan because he has the 5-star boxing as well with the 5-star jab.
No, I agree completely. You're 100% right. It's the boxing and he's got a bit of reach as well. He's got a bit of a reach. It seems like he has. I'm not 100% sure of the stats, but it seems like he's got a bit of a reach advantage. His character seems a bit of a longer frame. He's a bit taller, etc. So it comes in there. And he's got a lot of kicks as well. Spinning back kick to the body, spinning elbow, things like that. He's got some other moves that you can kind of use.
Yeah, a highly technical fighter for certain, man. He really is, and you see it especially with his boxing. He does have kicks, but he excels with his boxing as you see him attack the body once again. This is a great start for Rob Font, and even if he has had a bit of a debuff there, Jay, you wouldn't know it if you're looking at the way that Optics is approaching this first round.
Yeah, and I got the information from the back. I got the update what Peter Yan got buffed and nerfed right now. So nice. Peter Yan got -1 to his cardio, -3 to his subs, and he got +3 to his submission defense.
Well, mainly grappling, which he was held in his back by Sterling. He did do well on the feet as well. And in a very close fight, people won that fight, so you're kind of a fair sort of thing. But that doesn't really help either fight. Well, it doesn't help Optics at the moment because they're on the feet, Cyrus, and both are throwing lever. And it is the players that are playing with the fight. And I like what Optics is doing right there, but I'm a bit worried about his leg health.
Yeah, that leg health could become a problem, but he is doing a really good job of adding up a lot of shots to the head. Optics, when he gets his strike going, much like the current champion here, J-Dime, he is a nightmare, but he gets caught. Peter Yan pouring it on, able to evade those shots, but he was in some deep water right there.
He was in some hot grease just now. Not just deep water. He was on some hot grease a second ago, Humble.
He was bubbling right there. And, one thing about the Peter Yan pick as well, and we talk about it all the time, is the perks that he's currently got. And when he gets ahead on that health, he gets stronger and stronger. He's like an Elden Ring boss, Cyrus. You've got to keep going in. You've got to come up with a strategy. It's hard to fight Peter Yan. It's not easy. And sometimes it takes more than one time. But he's only got one. He needs to make it count today.
It's an excellent point, man. No matter how big, scary your opponent may be, each and every person bleeds, and you've just got to find a way to approach that battle. That's what Optics is doing here this evening, doing a good job getting caught in the process, but seems to be calm and composed over the opening stretch of these first 5 minutes, Jay. You've got to like what you're seeing as these two fighters really, really display their skills in front of us.
Yeah, even though Rob Font, I was about to say, even though he got stunned, he's fighting
man.
well.
What is that?
And he just dropped him. He just took the round. He just took the round at the end. He said, "That's my round, Humble."
Yeah, that's so important. Like, you got the end of the rounds is so important. And believe it or not, most knockdowns come from the end of the round. Like, I've done a little study before where I've kind of looked at a lot of my fights back, and a lot of fighters either get rocked or hurt, or I get rocked or hurt at the end of the fight, because that's when you really try to let your shots go. You kind of push your shots out. You don't wait for them. You're both going to throw. You're both going to try and win. It's the only time in a kind of a fight, Cyrus, that you're both kind of neutral and you're both kind of vulnerable as well, and usually someone's going down.
Yeah, it's because at the beginning of each round, right, you're fresh and you're going to come out, you start each round hard, you end each round hard. Some guys have a little bit of a lull in the moment, but that's what you see from Optics, is he keeps this pace up throughout the entire fight. Look at that head movement. Look at when he gets some damage off and gets the momentum in his favor. This kid flows like the FSK name suggests, and he is absolutely zoning right now.
Flows,
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Yeah, it's beautiful work. Oh, nice work. He rocks him again, Jay.
He's flowing, man. He can do no wrong right now, guys.
Head kick. I like that inside head kick that he did. The lead leg as well. You don't usually see it, but it fires off the opponent. And one thing it does, it cuts off the angle. It makes them walk into the power shots. Not a lot of talk about that, but yeah, that's why you throw the lead hook. The lead hook. Oh, he catches him. He's going to try and doesn't let him up though. Needs to finish his opponent, Cyrus. You can't let your dinner survive.
Honestly, I don't think Optics has taken a step wrong. This kid is in the zone. Every single shot is put with precision.
Nice.
Does get tripped, but he denies it, and that's a hard one to deny, Jay. But he changed it. Fuck. Eat my words.
Hey, listen to me. He can do no wrong. Like just now, he can do no wrong right now. And I'm not gonna lie, he's been putting on a striking clinic this match, guys.
Oh, he's gonna punish him right now as well, because even though he did get the chain, his stamina was low. Before going for the chain, he gets reversed. Optics gets the denial. The stamina's high for Fontenot, and that's one thing Optics has got to be careful of. A stamina battle can kind of change the way your vulnerability works in a fight, and Optics has got to be careful of that.
And I want to say that, Optic, you are right, but that's one of the things I really appreciate about the boys over at FSK is they will mix it all together, just picking his opponent apart, Jay, and looking to end the fight in some massive style points. God damn.
Hey, he is victimizing him. He is a victim right now.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my God. Oh, my gosh. He just put him down on his side.
That was so nice.
He just victimized him. That was almost flawless. Besides that one rock, that was almost a flawless victory, guys.
Beautiful work from Optics. He throws a lot of straights down the middle a few times, and he was looking to slip off the centre line, and his opponent kind of mimicked that and was coming off, like trying to block up. He almost shelled up, and Optics threw a left hook straight, ducking roundhouse. Beautiful work. Catches his opponent on the back of the head as they're ducking and blocking and shelling up Cyrus, and that's a beautiful game plan from Optics right there. Caught his opponent standing and took him out in style.
Yeah, came into this fight focused, with enough training. Obviously, you've got to imagine as well, this must play a factor, right? his close friend. They know each other in real life. The champion of Primetime MMA Xbox division is fighting here this evening against his biggest and most bitter rival that they've gone back and forth over season and season of Primetime MMA, the first half being all Trixie, this the second chapter across ESFL and Primetime, of course, going to Fadnator. So he's been training with literally the most highest echelon of fighter that you can, current Primetime champion, current ESFL champion. And that's going to have a bit of a rub-off effect, you would imagine. And I think that's what we saw right there. This kid was absolutely zoned in, and that might be a little bit of a glimpse of what the current champ is feeling as well. That level of laser focus heading into this main event.
And listen to me, I know that Fadnator gotta have confidence going into that main event, because he just, even though that's his bitter rival, he just beat him recently in the ESFL. So now he probably got a pep in his step. Oh yeah, I beat him before. I can beat him again, Cyrus.
Exactly right, brother. Exactly right. Talking of savages, talking of two guys that like to answer the call at a moment's notice, Million up against Similarly Low. These guys are going to be throwing down on the main card. Of course, Million's representing the BMF boys, got a lot of fanfare, as to Similarly Low out here, Humble. And I think that this is going to make for an interesting matchup between a Conor McGregor, as we are used to seeing from the BMF boys, up against Similarly Low's going RDA, which I think is a good pick for him. Somebody that can mix it all together, use some of that grappling in with his striking.
Yeah, definitely. And, Million's a good friend of mine, and I've known him forever. And he's just a fantastic, consistent player. He's very good. He's fought some tough competition this season, and he fought Spooky, and he fought Tadpole as well. So two guys who are very, very good for you. First couple of fights that you're going to have in the division, obviously they're coming up together, and you fight these top guys that they're going to be around the top 10 when the season finishes. But when you fight them early on in the season, it's really difficult because you can go either way. And Similarly Low's got it all to do right now, because you're fighting a Conor McGregor pick, you're fighting someone who's used to that. And do you know what I don't understand sometimes, Cyrus? Why is nobody banning Conor McGregor?
I know.
You have a ban option. You have a ban option in prime time. This is why we added the ban option. The ban option is to kind of get rid of the meta fighters. You get that one pick. And a lot of people don't ban that Conor McGregor. And I think it's a really bad strategic move, especially if you know camp, a player likes to play that. You need to do your research on these players if you want to be taken seriously in prime time.
Yeah, honestly, man, like the strategy at play within the setup that we have running ahead of us, it's not just about, coming out here mashing buttons. You've got to be at a highest skill level, implementing the strategy that you can to take your opponent out of their comfort zone, and taking that pick away from them could be massive. As you see, Million's comfortable, walking forward, styling, got him rocked already. He's going for murder here this evening, Jay.
Listen to me. I've sparred Millions a lot. Listen to me. Remember, Similarly Low, I'm not grappling. His striking is pretty average. He need to improve that. But remember, last week he got some submission attempts that are really concerning, which he could work from, Humble.
Yeah, definitely. There seems to be a lot of bias in the chat, though. 60,000 coins have gone
60?
onto Million.
It's 60,000?
It's progressing.
60,000?
We haven't even got to the third or fourth fight of the.
I wonder who put that much. Hold on. That's crazy.
60,000. I think there's nearly 7 people who've bet that, so it's spread out over loads of different people. 7 to 4 at the moment to 4,000, 60,000 to 4,000 on people. People are backing Similarly Low, though. He's got his own audience in the chat, and currently he's on top. He's doing some work, but we've seen why that 60,000 got put McGregor with a reversal right there on the rock early on, Cyrus.
Yeah, I feel like Similarly Low here is really, really trying, right? I know that sounds silly, but he's really trying, and as a result, he's not thinking clearly. He was moving with low stamina in those positions when he had top control and had, a position, and as a result, he's now forced to be the guy that's separating from the grappling Humble and back in the danger zone up against somebody that really puts on the pace on the feet like Millions. You know that this is out of the frying pan into the fire. You were getting grappled by Conor, now you're going to strike with him.
It's a fight I wish I'd seen as well, this fight. Conor McGregor versus RDA. These two have been building up for years. I wish... It's a fight I'd like to see now, to be honest. I know he's a welterweight, but still. Yeah. There's a lot of history right there. There's supposed to fight at one point. Red Panty Night, remember that. But Million is a different breed of fighter. You can see sort of a different echelon of kind of skill at the moment. And Million's really trying to put a stamp and put his name out there for the BMF boys to go 2-0, essentially, J Dime tonight.
Listen to me. Million right now is putting on a clinic right now. And I think, like I said, every time, Similarly Low, he can have some success here. He just got to be patient on the ground. I feel like his heart's racing and he's rushing a little bit his transition, Cyrus.
Yeah, that's what I meant earlier, is that he's working hard, not working smart, and Millions is working smart. He is being very efficient in the grappling, taking his time, getting the denials, and working his way back to his feet. Does get caught with a pull counter from similarly low, but, I mean, there's not much pop on those punches now due to the stamina deficit, right, Humble?
Shot selection, right? Your shot selection when your stamina's low as well. It seems to be that similarly low is getting countered as well on the takedowns, and that's going to buff your stamina, especially with those ones. They kind of take a little chunk off your stamina when you kind of get a pre-denial right there. Beautiful work from McGregor though, and look at
my
that.
God,
Sets
man.
that up beautifully well.
Yeah, just so clean. I'm surprised similarly low even got the takedown there. Only 5 seconds at the end of the round, but this is all Millions at the moment, Jay. I mean, rock after rock, technical strikes being landed, looking very, very clean.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like Simililo had some success on the ground, like I said, if he wasn't rushing things, but on the feet, it's a whole different story. He looks very outmatched right now, Humble, on the feet.
Yeah, he does, and that's the problem, right? He needs to do something, and the problem is it's just skill. It's just a case of Millions training with the likes of Smudge, Vanyo. There's a lot of fighters in that BMF camp who are really good strikers. I think Million and Smudger as well were top 10 in ranked for a long time. So they're putting the grind in, they know a lot of that work, and they're using this style as well. This style is kind of a Ed Parker sort of esque kind of style. You got to go at that body, you got to make your opponent back, and then you're getting them slip elbows, etc. And that's exactly what they're doing, and they're using it to perfection. And similarly, Law's got to do something, but his character choice, everything about it, he's struggling right now.
Yeah, he's not having a good time. I'm not going to count him out. We've seen him come back. The submissions can be very dangerous, but if the last 7 minutes or so have been anything to show by Millions, is going to continue to do damage, and Similo is going to continue to try and get him to the mat. I need to see him settle in, Jay. I need to see him refocus himself. He is being way too active on the mat and giving up positions. Last round, 4 takedowns, only a minute or so of top control.
Yeah, you know what it seems like? It seems like even though we're in the second round, he hasn't settled down yet. He's still playing like his heart's racing. Like it seems like something's off, Humble.
Yeah, but this is better. And I was about to say that he lets Millions grappling advantage get to the top, and Millions patient right there because he knows that now he's going to have some damage. He's great on the ground as well. He's a fantastic grappler. Looks for an opportunity right there, doesn't quite get it. Probably getting slightly frustrated with the amount of takedown attempts that he's getting. He's not getting in the floor quite like he usually does. And here we go. We've seen it this week. We seen it last week, but Million might be veteran savvy, Cyrus.
Yeah,
there's
it
a lot
looks like
of people that can. Yeah, there's a certain way to kind of get them submissions, and you can only get cheesed in them by certain players, but especially at a top level of Millions, that usually.
Mm-hmm.
I eat my words.
Okay.
Look, he's shown these dangerous on the floor. This escape is there as well. And unfortunately, for similarly low, this one is nowhere near. He's shown to be dangerous in these spots before, but he needs the early tracking, Jay, to be on point. Otherwise, as you can see, the veteran savvy of Millions just going to be a little bit too much.
Yeah, the problem is Millions been here before. He's not new to this, so he can easily get out of these positions, Humble.
Yeah, he's took some damage though in that round, and then now it's starting to mix it up a bit. Yeah. The stamina might be too low. Nice work right there from Similarly Low to kind of move the angle.
He's
starting to get his floor.
He's looking better.
This is better, man.
I'm not gonna lie. He's starting to settle down a little bit. Like he's
God damn! Take that momentum, shove it up your Millions
Shove
go
it
your
up
ass.
Shove it up your ass, Cyrus. That's what you're about to say right there. As Million gets taken down again, though, beautiful work. He's really good at offsetting the rhythm, but it's the expense of his stamina. That's the problem, Cyrus.
Yeah, look, honestly, like I said, he's working really hard. That he really settled in right there, but it's a dire spot. Look how gassed they are coming into this third round. We're going to have to see how the recovery goes, but similarly low needs to continue with some of that refocusing he was able to do towards the end of the second round, because that really did start to catch Millions, Jay, and get him off his game. Get him off his game a little.
Yeah, but he got to start picking up Simililo's rhythm when he go for a takedown and uppercut him if he wants to stop him from doing this. Ooh.
Beautiful slip.
Oh my God.
Hey, what did I say? What did I say just now? I said, I called for it. And he executed. But if I'm Simililo, you know what I'm saying? There's something to build from because he didn't perform bad, especially towards the end, guys.
Yeah, he started to come into his own at the end there. And look, like we've said from similarly low, he's definitely a game opponent when he has his moments, but he needs to get that consistency up a little bit, Humble, and be a little bit more in control. I feel like control is the key word for him, because Millions locked control in there from the start to finish, whether it be on the mat or the feet. Looked like he was regulating every aspect of this game, from his emotions to his stamina to basically everything, to his shot selection, everything, man. And that's what makes a great player great.
Yeah, definitely. And that style of that Simulator uses, it's a very effective style, but you've got to do it in bursts. You can't do it consistently throughout a fight. You've got to do it in bursts. It's got to be like a burst, and then you've got to use your range. You've got to use your range to kind of find that. And that's the issue. Even though he did offset the rhythm of Million, you could see Million get some frustration. There was some frustration in there. And Million's had problems with like the likes of Spooky in the past. Spooky got him to the floor and kind of did that, and that's Spooky's game plan. But the difference between Spooky and Similo is Spooky does it in certain bursts. He knows when to shoot for a takedown. He knows when to clinch. He knows when to offset your rhythm. He also knows when to rest. And Similo never rested 1 second in that fight, J-Dan. He went 100 throughout from the start of the round to the end, and unfortunately it became predictable, and he walked into an uppercut and walked into certain shots as well from Million.
Yeah, he went 100% balls to walls. And for Simililo, he's like, his playstyle isn't bad, but I feel like he's still green. He's still very, very raw. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's still a lot he need to develop. He's still in the, you know what I'm trying to say, Humble?
Yeah, definitely. 100%. And we're going to take a look at the rest of the card this evening while we're getting the next fight sorted. But the next fight on the card, we do have Caruso versus Perp Dog J Diamond. We're going to talk a bit about this one. Perp Dog coming off a 2-fight win streak at the moment. He's going to be fighting Caruso. Now, Caruso is somebody I fought in the past. I know I said this a lot, J Diamond. You beat me up for that. But he's fought the likes of two of my teammates in Colby and Filthy Uncle Ben. And I know we prepared together for that fight, so I do have a bit of background in him. He's a really good striker, really good wrestler. These two are very similar in their fighting styles.
Listen to me. I don't know much about Kurjo. No, I think I've seen Kurjo fight, but I've seen Perp Dog fight recently though, Humble.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, he beat Reaper. He beat Reaper and Simly Law as well. So
yeah. I remember.
Yeah,
He was the underdog. Nobody bet on Perp. I remember clearly now. Not a soul bet on him. And he shocked the world and beat Reaper. Yeah.
100%. And a shout out to the chat at the moment. You guys have been going crazy tonight. The amount of love that we keep receiving from the Primetime community, it is extraordinary. Now, if you want to fight for Primetime, if you want to get involved, there's a lot of people in this chat tonight. If you want to be part of this, we do give every person that signs up for Primetime a fight. You might not get aired until you start getting a record, you start doing a bit well, but do sign up to our Discord channel, come and join the community. And if you do want to support the channel as well, we don't ask for any sort of money or bits or anything like that. Just hit that horse button, and so your followers and your people can see that, because that extends our reach to people that can do it. And enjoy the fight tonight. But we are going to break down the co-main and the main event, J-Time. We have the co-main event, Jakey versus Hybris. Hybris is currently undefeated at the moment. He's going to be fighting number 6 in the division in Jakey, BFAP Jakey, and that's going to be a fantastic fight tonight. I cannot wait for that one. We have an undefeated prospect versus somebody who's been around the ringer of the Xbox community.
Yeah, listen to me. I've never seen SMK Hybris. Is he the one playing Jakey? He's a new prospect that I've never seen. So he's trying to make a name for himself. So I'm really interested to see what he does, because first impression is everything, Humble.
Yeah, definitely. If you go 3-0 in the division, you start getting put against these guys, and that's the beautiful thing about Primetime. We match up based on records, and not like we don't base it on popularity or what you do outside of this cage. If in Primetime, when you come into Primetime, you start at 0-0 and you fight your way up to the co-main event, and that's exactly what Hybris has done. He's earned his spot here. He's going to have a chance to prove it against the top veteran in Jakey tonight. And no matter how many, because I know Jakey's got a lot of support, no how many people are going to doubt Hybris. Hybris has got a possibility of being a top contender, going 4-0, and essentially putting his name out there to fight the main event guys. And let's get down to that one. This is one of the fights that everybody's excited for. It's Fadinator versus Trixie. It's the 3rd time they're fighting this season. Trixie, I believe, won the first fight in the tournament that we started off the season. Fadinator finally got the win back on him because Trixie's his nemesis, as we know in prime time. Fadinator never won a fight against Trixie until this season, and then he did win the fight against him, and he beat him in this season. And he also beat him in the XFL, so Fadinator's on the high at the moment while Trixie is being built. We're back to that one, and that's why it's such an intriguing fight, J-Dime. It's one of those fights that's been building for like what it seems like forever, and they're both at an even playing field at the moment, and I cannot wait for this main event this evening.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what rivalry I can compare that to, because they are bitter rivals and they've played a million times. And even though Trixie lost last week in ESFL to him, I would be confident because that was a very back and forth fight, and there's some things he.
All right, name Max Holloway and Volkanovski. It's clearly obvious.
Ooh, that's a good one.
This is exactly what this is. It's Max Holloway and Volkanovski, Cyrus.
Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. These guys have been going back and forth. They're so closely skilled that every single time that they match up, they are just winning by the skin of their teeth a lot of the time, right? There's one guy just manages to pip it each and every time, and it makes for a beautiful, beautiful rivalry for us to be able to witness. And this is all part of the history books, Jay. This is all part of the history books. Each and every single time these guys have met up, it's not through, just us wanting to put a random fight together. They have earned this spot each and every time they get to the precipice. They, fight each other off. They'll have to go back and rehone, take on the challenges, get back to that spot, try to re-earn that gold, and that's what it's all about. They're fantastic competitors, and both of them truly are champions, although one of them can be the only one to hold that belt, my man.
Man, I'm so impatient right now that I want to see Fadinator and Trixie right now, this moment, because that's such a great fight. I see it a million times. I still want to see it again, Humble.
Yeah, definitely. And let's not waste any more time. Let's get this show on the road, Cyrus. I don't know if we've got the next fight ready, but Caruso versus Perp Dog is coming up next. Like I said, it's a veteran savvy player versus somebody who's been on a win streak at the moment in Perp, and we're going to see an Anthony Pettis Vic versus another Conor McGregor. Why does ban Conor McGregor? I thought we've seen him 6 times. Like, use your brain, boys. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, for sure. And just on the point, Cujo being around for a long old time. He was actually on the Xbox scene for a while, and now, of course, over on PS. Purple Urkel, one of the guys that came across in early season 1 of the PlayStation division, J Diamond. If I remember this correctly, I think he still holds one of the quickest knockouts in primetime history. I think he got it within like 15 seconds, 20 seconds, or some shit like that. It was about as clean as it gets.
That's interesting. I never knew that. And you know what you call Perp? You got to call him the comeback kid, aka the underdog. That's what y'all got to call him now. Okay. After last performance.
Yeah, you need to get people betting him, right, Jay Diamond? And at the moment, there's 80% of people bet on Caruso, and if you're gonna bank your money on someone, the underdog is being, the underdog's being winning tonight sometimes, So I don't know who's gonna be betting tonight, but it'll be interesting to see how that outcome. But here we go.
Ooh, they're starting out quickly. Purple Urkel attacking that body mid-combination from Cujo here, J-Dime, and he seems to already be getting a bit of an effect out of that. Got Conor McGregor second-guessing the approach.
If I'm Anthony Pettis, right, because you can tell Conor's not pre-throwing, but he's anxious to throw. I would fight him from the outside and let him kind of throw himself out a little bit. You know what I'm saying, Humble?
Yeah, you've got good dexterity to the body, right? You've got a lot of different shifts. You've got a jumping, spinning attack to the body if you can line somebody up. And Caruso has thrown a lot of hooks, and he's thrown them outside of the boxing range. He hasn't worked his way into the pocket before. He's thrown. There's a bit of anticipation in this one. And I feel like Pettis...
Oh my God! There it is.
He got to move back. He got
use the range, use the space behind you. And Purple Urkel and Caruso have come out. I think there's a bit of anticipation, a bit of nerves. Oh, he catches him.
Oh! Anthony, Showtime, Pettis, Purple Urkel, Perp Dog, coming to life, J-Dime.
He's using his weapons. That's what he need to do. Don't get into a slugfest. Don't brawl with Conor. Oh my! And he's getting punched again. But I'm saying he should fight him from the outside. Use them body kicks. Stay out of range. Make him throw himself out, Humble.
Yeah, definitely. You got to use feints, right? You got to kind of pretend you're going into the pocket, and then not. And when Caruso is throwing 3 or 4 pieces, you catch him at the end of the third or the fourth shot. You don't catch him when he's thrown 1 or 2 because the second shot's going to rock you and drop you down. And that's what Purple's trying to figure out at the moment. I think it's a bit of nerves at the moment for these two guys. They've come into a big spot on a big place in the card. One of the biggest cards we've had this year so far with Fadinator and Trixie. And there's a lot of anticipation. They're kind of fighting outside of the norm, Cyrus.
I actually agree. I think Cujo, this is uncharacteristic for him. A lot of 1-2s, a lot of hooks. I haven't seen him fight like this before. If he gets the win, even fighting like this, because I feel like this is a This is an off day for him right now. This is an off day. He needs to pull it back. And
Stamina.
yeah, man. Yeah, and honestly, that might be all due to the bodywork of Purple Urkel. Those spins to the body, J-Dime, they've all been perfectly timed. And he keeps catching Kyrgios with, like, knees as he's going for hooks and shit. It's been real clean.
Yes, sir. And Connor's doubling, tripling on every hook. One of them got to get pulled because you got to make him pay. You got to punish him for making them mistakes, Humble.
Yeah, definitely. If I'm Purple, I'm taking my time right now. I've got 3 rounds to work. I know my head health's been low in favour of the pass, but he's got to throw 1, 2, 3 shots to kind of hurt me.
Oh, no.
And I've just got to not be vulnerable. You know what I mean? I've just not got to be vulnerable. You got to pick your shots, and that's exactly what Purple's doing by overexerting himself. He's got to throw more risk-free shots like the knee to the body, which what he's doing now. And Kyrgios is going to have a problem, but Kyrgios, he's been winning most of this round apart from the big shots. I just think he's got a problem going forward.
Oh, there we go. There we go. This may be over. This may be over, guys.
6 seconds.
4, 3, 2.
God damn.
He made it out.
Saved by the bell.
He made it out.
What a round. Right, these guys, let's be real. As much as the nerves have looked like, I know these are better than this. Like they're both more, their shot selections are usually a lot better. They don't make as many mistakes. And I think they come out and give us an entertaining fight, Cyrus. You know, this is what Yoel Romero and Paulo Costa do usually.
Yeah, no, exactly right, man. For two guys that are normally incredibly technical, they're putting that technique on the back burner for here this evening. They're trusting in their tools and absolutely uncorking. I have to say that Kyrgios normally a little bit better with his fundamental kind of striking, the combinations and shot selections. But like you said, Humble, that may be due to a little bit of nerves being in a very visible spot on a card that's definitely going to go down in the history books, man. There's too many quality fights not to.
Wow. Yeah, definitely. And if I'm Pettis right now, I'm happy because I'm just going to stick on the outside. I'm going to try and pick my opponent off after he's through his combinations. And I don't want to get too much caught in the block. I want to be away from that third or fourth shot so I can land a counter. And that's exactly what Purple's kind of doing right now. He's blocking up. He's using his movement. Beautiful spinning kick to the chin right there. Goes to the body, mixing up really well. And Kyrgios not stopped.
Break him down. Please break him down. He just got to fight discipline and not get caught with any of those wild shots. Connor is strong. Sometimes you got to fight your ego and not go into the pocket even if you want to, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly right, man. Exactly right. And Purple Urkel's doing a good job, but I have to say these, unorthodox strikes, the big kicks and the like, are going to get him into some trouble. But I said that one of the kicks just got caught and he got booted to the face. And now McGregor's trying to answer back, but that stamina is so dire that it's hard for him to get any combos going.
Hook.
3 hooks in a row and he leaves himself incredibly vulnerable right there. Kyrgios can't stop though. He's got to try and take his opponent's head off. He's got to try and put the pressure on. Another hook to the head. These two are going crazy.
It's
trying to give us our money's worth, Cyrus.
It's hard to tell him not to go for so much spinning shit when it continues to land and continues to sit down his opponent.
Only go for spinning shit.
Come on. If you let him... if you let, he don't have no stamina left. If he would have let Kyrgios knock him out like that.
He's still blinking. This is the thing. Purple Urkel's blinking. The stamina looks like a vulnerability, but he's blinking right now.
Yeah, and obviously Connor's just got that win hit to quitter, Jay.
Yeah, he gotta pick his shots. He cannot be in a danger, Connor. Fight a low risk, high reward. Keep picking him apart because he's going to break soon if you see the stamina.
Oh, another one. At least loving that at the moment. You can sidestep that, but with the stamina, it's difficult, Cyrus.
No, it definitely is. He's really, really got to pick his shots. And you got to remember, there's 1 minute and 25 seconds left in the second round. Potentially another 5 to go after that. My God, Pettis is, he's letting it all out there, man. He's taking a lot of risks, Jay. He's going to get the reward with a spinning knockout. God damn, he hunted for it, and it was there in the end.
Oh. I'm not gonna lie, Connor was asking for that. He was because the way he was fighting, he was tripling up on hooks, and there was a lot of missing, a lot of whiffing.
Yeah,
and that sets you up where his stamina was. That sets you up to get beat because Connor historically don't have good stamina anyway, so he was at a disadvantage. Humble.
Yeah, definitely, and that's my girlfriend stays. If you start fast, you finish fast. You've got to take your time. You've got to make it last. And sometimes that doesn't go to plan. And Kyrgios didn't do that, and the disappointment, I felt that too, Cyrus.
The disappointment always when you finish fast. But God damn, that was a performance from Purple. He was, like I said, he took a lot of risk. Jay, he took a lot of risk, man, but if you don't take that risk, there is no reward, and he got a spectacular knockout in a very, very visible spot in tonight's card.
Yeah, and if I'm Kurjo and I watch this fight again, I'd be disappointed because I almost like gave him the game. Like I was throwing wild strikes, chin up, tripling up hooks, and that's simply just not who he is. And I would be disappointed, Humble.
But yeah, but if you're Perp Dog, you're on a 3-fight win streak right now. You've moved right. He started this on losses. Let's be real, and he was the underdog again, J-Dime. Like, the
insane.
people do not believe in Purple, and Purple believes in himself, and you've got to love that. I bet on him every time, I'm not going to lie, and I absolutely love betting him because I know...
You ain't bet last time.
Oh, I always bet on him. Yeah, if there's an underdog... I probably was doing the bets, to be fair, but, you know... Purple Urkel as an underdog at the moment has proven 3 people wrong in the last 3 fights, and there's going to be a point where you become the favourite, right, Cyrus? There's got to be a point where you've got to land strikes. I think both guys can learn a lot from that fight, especially in the position, but it's a great experience for both of these guys just before the co-main event, and the co-main event is absolutely fantastic going forward as well, Cyrus.
Yes, it is. These are 2 absolute killers. Undefeated is Hybris. He is part of the S&B camp. Of course, that is I believe the offshoot of EK. They are very, very close, and a high-level camp that we have seen the likes of mix-ups from in the past. This kid is obviously doing some great work. His game attack's a little different, right? It's not S&B Hybris. It is EPO is Hybris, so don't check this guy after this one. He is juiced to the gills. He is going to need that, though, coming up against one of the most veteran-savvy players on the Xbox division in Jakey B, one of the BFAT boys built for ankle picking, and he may be trying to do just that here this evening, Jay.
Yeah, and SMK Hybris is in a really good situation. This is how do I say it? He's not really losing anything because he's really new to this right now. So he don't have nothing to lose. So when you have nothing to lose, you usually fight a little better sometimes, Cyrus.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. Like you say, it's little risk, a lot of reward, right? He's only going to go up from this position, and I've just received some word from the back. I am a Muppet, and I misread the name. He is SMK, not S&B. So it's actually a reformation of AJS, I do believe, and he looks to be one of their standout fighters as he undefeated. Like I said, putting it all on the line here this evening, answering that call, Humble, trying to get his name known, and this will be a fantastic feather in his cap. If he goes 4-0 against a name like this, I mean, I wouldn't even put it out to the realm of possibility for title contention in the near future.
Controller is just going. I've got to say, I'm worried for a second right now. I really like the Usman pick at the moment, and I don't see Jakey B's got the Usman pick. Okay, very, very smart pick. I believe he might have a bit of an advantage right now because the boxing you could throw a jab hook, and that can take away a 4-5 piece combination because it's equivalent with the amount of power you have as Usman. And I did explain this as well, Cyrus. I know you have a quick break for yourself, but Jakey B's a veteran amongst this game. He's number 6 at the moment in the division, and he's fighting an undefeated prospect. And the undefeated prospect at the moment has gone through some guys in the division, but now he's fighting a real fight. He's fighting somebody who's around the similar level to what he's been at the same, and it's about to be a test. He either comes through that test with flying colours, or he gets knocked off his perch and goes back to the drawing board.
Yeah, and honestly, already he's showing that he is a veteran. He slipped that straight, went in for the over-under clinch. You don't often see things like that, and that's the trickery of somebody like Jakey B, but I have to say, EPO is Hybris, doing a good job of landing some counter shots and trying to interrupt Usman on the way in, just like that right there, Jay.
Ooh. Yeah, and I'd be concerned about Kamaru Usman jab if I was Gilbert Burns, because that 5-star jab could put anyone down, like it put Gilbert Burns down, Humble.
Yeah, definitely, and it was. These two friends when they're in real life, and that's something I hate when friends fight each other. There's always a bit of it's a good thing, but it's a bad thing as well because I feel like emotions get involved, and there's no emotions here now. Though these both are fighting technically, and it's whoever can implement their game plan at the moment. I like that though. Great work from Usman and Jakey B, veteran savvy, taking the jiu-jitsu world champion down to the ground. Can he do something with it though, Cyrus?
He believes in his wrestling, training with some of the best grapplers on the scene, period. Quite clearly, Gilbert Burns knowing the routines on the mat, able to regain full guard, but not for long as the stack guard was there momentarily. J-Dime, from somebody like Jakey B, what would being so dominant from his wrestling positions, what are you going to like to see from Hybris in these, in these spots? How do you want him to work back to his feet? What do you think, brother?
I think Hybris should limit the damage that's being done to him. Don't get caught trying to do any big transitions, because if you get one of them big transitions denied, like trying to go up, That could be very detrimental to him.
Oh,
Definitely,
God damn.
indeed. Since Cycle gets it now right there, and Jakey B showing off right now, because the only issue I've got is the stamina, right? You need to be careful of that. But looks like both guys are kind of neutralising each other on the ground. Some good denials here and there, but no damage kind of off yet. And that's where you kind of see the progression in who's doing well, Cyrus. But Jakey B looks more intent to move into a better position to try and land that damage, which shows his experience, essentially.
Yeah, he will chip away at you all the way through, content to stay in this position for as long as the fight goes, raining down hellfire at the end of that round. I will just point out that EPO, as Hybris is used to trying to use a lot of feints. I don't know whether or not he's going for the undeniable ones or not, but he needs to be mindful of the fact that this guy trains with Slick Colt and the like, who is honestly the bot master when it comes to undeniable feints. That guy can do it infinitely, so he has seen it all before. You can't be doing shit like that in front of him and just expect him to sit there and eat it. He will catch you if you make one little slip on the mat.
Nice work right now. And these two are in the center of the octagon. I think it's been a very close round. I really do. That first round was very close. I do think Jakey kind of took some advantage in that one, but it was because of his experiences, because his fight IQ, and that's kind of where he comes from. But Burns at the moment needs to get himself back in, but you can see the 3 prospect. He deserves to be here. You can absolutely tell that, Cyrus.
Yeah, definitely, man. He's looked good in moments. I have to say he may be getting a little bit of his confidence knocked at this stage, though. He looked a little bit flustered on the feet at that moment. I think it's due to this ground game, Jay. When you've got somebody like Jakey B on top of you, you know you don't want to get back there, and you find yourself there early in the second round. It's got to be demoralizing, my man. It's got to be demoralizing.
I'm not gonna lie to you. See, he denied that up. Like I said earlier, I'm not gonna lie to you. He can do this all day. Jakey can win the round just off this alone.
Definitely, indeed. And the top amount of the top game of Usman. Those shots aren't just tippy taps. When he pushes up, Cyrus, those are sledgehammers coming at you right there. He's got some real power in those hands, and he's done some real damage. Usman talks about it before. He doesn't overexert himself, but at the same time, he puts himself in a great position to land damaging blows throughout the fight, and he only needs 1 or 2 in a round. So if he can get himself to a position in the next 2 minutes to land 2 or 3 shots, he could really hurt his opponent and neutralize the opponent going on. If not, he wins the round.
Yeah, and honestly, that's one big similarity between Usman and the fighter using him in Jakey B, is that they know how to manage their their overall workload throughout the course of a 15 or 20-minute fight. They know when to go 100% J-Dime and really put it on their opponents, and it's normally towards the beginning and the ends of the rounds. You see him taking his time here, but rest assured that when the opportunity presents, hellfire will be rained down.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Gilbert Burns cannot be content right here because Jakey's gonna do this all day, Humble.
Yeah, he will. He'll. You need to find a way to kind of get back to your feet. Now, the fence is there. One of the things...
There we go.
And this is where it opens up. This way, now we see if the undefeated prospect kind of overexerts himself, comes forward, or if he's got a game plan in his bag to kind of do it. A lot of head movement at the moment, though, Cyrus.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely. That could become problematic. And you see that Jakey B is honestly starting to drill it all together. I feel like Hybris... honestly needs to really sit down on these counters, Jay. He's looking for it, but he needs to catch one. He needs to catch one and get the respect back from Jakey B.
I agree with you 100%. He needs something because this round was controlled by Kamaru Usman, a.k.a. Jakey.
That's better. This is better, right, Humble?
Yeah.
Starting to land some shots.
It isn't because he's using a lot of head movement, and the head movement takes a bit of your stamina as well. He's looking for a counter, and what Jakey B's realised is that he won't throw a lot. So you're getting a bit of a neutral kind of fight, but at the same time, Jakey B's not throwing a lot for him to give him, which is not opening a lot of them shots up. It was a nicer end to the round. We need him on that, and I believe that's going to open up the takedown in the next round. Unless he can deny those takedowns and really press his opponent back, he's not going to have a lot of success here. And he needs to implement that onto his opponent, J-Dime.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Oh, that's better.
Oh, that's nice. But I think he needs to win this round if he wants a chance to win this fight, Cyrus.
Yeah, he needs, like I say, man, he needs something. And you've got to remember that Gilbert Burns is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, one of the best submission games on the... Oh my God, never mind. These hands are landing, getting dirty. Jakey B running away here, Humble.
Good work, and it transfers through as well. It transfers through that. Got a bit of head health off him there from that takedown, but guess what he does? He knows it's a close fight. He knows his opponent's good. He respects him. And in that respect, instead of trying to finish him, he puts him in a better position where he knows he can damage him, and he gets the posture up right now. J-Time looking to do some damage, but doesn't quite get it right there.
If I'm Kamaru Usman, I'm not going to lie to you. I can ride out this round without taking any risk. I don't know if that's what he want to do, if that's the most exciting thing, but he can do that, Cyrus.
Yeah, no, he can, and I know JKB, man. I know the type of way that he's going to approach this. He isn't just looking for the top control. He isn't just looking for that easy win. He will look for the opportunities, but he's not going to take massive risks. And look, when he gets back to the feet, he knows he's got an advantage. He's pressing him now. He's pressing him humble. He's looking for his opponent to make mistakes, trying to catch him at max vulnerability and turn those lights out.
You throw basic shots combinations as well, which is really good. So the thing I learned from Suave Jamie is, you've got to throw. The jab hook is the best sort of counter to anything on this game. It's a beautiful combination with the uppercut right there. The jab hook comes and knocks him out. Beautiful work. JKB gets the win in fallen fashion, and you can tell his opponent deserved to be there. But the veteran savvy, the ringmanship, the IQ of JKB got him through that game. J-Time, it was a great performance.
Man, that was almost a flawless victory. He did whatever he wanted in that game against a young rising prospect. And if I'm hybrid, I'm not gonna keep my head down. I got something to work on, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly right, man. This was a big visible spot for him. His toughest test to this date. Was not able to answer the call here this evening, but a lot of lessons to be learned. There's no losses in this game. There's only lessons, Humble. And like I said, a lot of lessons to be learned. He had some positives, a couple of negatives, knows what he needs to work on, and I'm sure that he will be back better than ever. He was undefeated going into this spot, so, that confidence is still going to be there, even though it's probably a little tiny bit knocked, right?
Yeah, 100%. You're definitely right, and you've got to take your licks. You got to learn from that stuff. And sometimes it's not your night, and you start wrong or whatever. But that's the thing. Like when you're fighting somebody like JKB, you have to have a great game plan going against him. Sometimes your style might not be enough. You have to be able to adjust. The best fighters, the best people on this game will adjust during their fights. And adjustments we see every single second of the day against the two people in the main event this evening, J-Time. We have Fighter versus Trixie. We've been building this up to this all night. I know this is what the people have come to see tonight. And this is one I cannot wait for, J-Time.
Here we go. The main event, Fighter versus Trixie. The rivalry, something like Max Holloway versus Volkanovski. Like I said a million times, they fought last week, which was a tremendous fight at the ESFL. But this is prime time now, and let's see really the man between Trixie and Fighter, Cyrus.
Yes, sir, there is such a story to be told, and one day we will make sure to get a video done really showcasing the wars that these guys have put on over the years. If you are a Primetime faithful, you have seen it. You have seen this beautiful artistry that we are about to once again have on full witness here in this main event. It is the main event of this evening. It is Primetime 56, and my God, we are here. Conor McGregor for the current reigning champion, FSK Fadinator, going up against his old foe in BFAP's Swift Trixie. Former champion, currently holds the record for the most title defenses, and he's trying to stop Fadinator breaking that record, Humble. And you know Fadinator's focused. You know he's humbled, and that confidence at an all-time high.
Oh, 100%. And let's talk about the timeline of this one. So this season, the Primetime Xbox Grand Prix that we've currently had, Trixie got the win over Fadinator to win the belt in that Grand Prix, the first Grand Prix we did of this season. And Fadinator wasn't happy because Fadinator hasn't beat Trixie in Primetime, I don't believe, before he did beat him. And then we move to the time that he did beat him, and that was PT48 when Fadinator beat Trixie the first time ever. It was such a historical event, a third round finish, and it was great for Fadinator to become on top. And they had a fight in ASFL, and that doesn't really matter. But Trixie has been building his resume, building up, knocking opponent after opponent down to build up to this fight. And we know they'd call each other out. They are neck and neck. This could swing anywhere. It's about to find out who's going to be the most dominant champion of all time. It's the biggest rivalry in Primetime. I cannot wait, J-Time. We're about to get this one underway.
You just said a lot just now, and I can't reply to that because you said it all. Cyrus, you talk.
Honestly, this fight that started out, this is a different approach, right? Swift Trixie, a striker from a predominantly grappling camp out here, Jay, but he is also a very, very efficient grappler. We've seen him opt for it in a couple of his performances in the past, not too many. He seems to feel like that may be the route to success here this evening. Gets the takedown early up against Conor McGregor, trying to take some of that pop off the punch early, my man. And I think that's a really, really smart strategy.
And that's very smart because Conor and Dustin, we think it's just going to be a stand-up fight. But if Dustin mixes it up, it can be a whole different fight, Humble.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I want to talk about something that me and Doctor talked about before. We actually broke down these fights and we watched these fights back, and Doctor noted pretty early on that Trixie, every single time he beat Fadinator, he kicked his legs a lot. He really went after the leg kicks, and that's kind of, no matter what the back and forth was and the amount of rocks and the kicks they had between each other, he kicked the legs a lot in those fights, and eventually that kind of took away some of that power from Fadinator. And I just seen one of Fadinator's teammates in the chat said, "Don't forget to check those legs." So Trixie coming out with a game plan. It's a lot of ringmanship, a lot of back and forth, a lot of thoughts going on right now, and a lot of chess games going on at the moment. Cyrus,
honestly, this is the precipice of skill on UFC 4. These two guys are the highest level competition, active in competition, and they are looking fantastic each and every time. Literally chipping away at each other. A chess-like war, as Humble was saying a moment ago. I think that the challenger, the former champion, starting this fight like nothing else, Jay. He's looking real good right now. The champion needs to adjust, and adjust quick.
Yeah, I told y'all that after I watched the SFL match he had with him, he could keep his head up because there's a lot of great things he did, and it was really close fight. So he probably walking in here with a lot of confidence, Humble.
Yeah, he's got to be careful. Trixie using something that a lot of people don't do as well when he gets his back behind that black line. Something you have to know. He uses a clinch. The clinch is there to kind of push your opponent back as well as kind of take position. And if you're feeling a bit of pressure right there, he's got to be careful though, because you get caught in a combination flurry. But you can see it again right there, and he switches up to a takedown. Cyrus, a real big weapon. He's used that 3 times this round to back Fadinator up when he forward pressures him. A great little two that we're seeing right now, including the leg kicks from Trixie.
I completely and utterly agree, mixing the full array of mixed martial arts. And why would you come out here, Jay, and just strike with somebody like Conor McGregor? That ain't smart. That ain't what you want to do. Take him out of his comfort zone, interrupt him, get the damage off early, get that stamina working, lactic acid building up, and take some of the pop out of that punch.
Nice. Conor block is getting low too, Humble.
Yeah, he is. It's a back and forth war. Look at the body health from Trixie at the moment as well. Fadinator is doing work there. They're both secretly kind of picking away at each other, and you have to really pay attention to what they're doing. But the clinch work from Trixie right now, he's really going to work with that. He's really trying to offset the rhythm of Fadinator, and we talked about it earlier on. When somebody has a game plan, when somebody has a sort of style, if you can grapple, you can clinch, you can do stuff. When they reset, they don't usually go straight back to that. They think about something else, and that's your opportunity, Cyrus.
Mate, this is dire for Fadinator right now. The current champion has had 5 denials go against him in a row. Does manage to regain half guard, but the current challenger is Swift Trixie is absolutely in the zone. J-Dime slicing across into that top mount like butter.
Man, he is on his game right now. This is a really good fight, but Trixie's looking really good right now, Humble.
Yeah, he is, and the one thing I've noticed from Fadinator, and he's a young lad, right? He's from my area in the northeast of England, and he's a pure fight. He likes to fight. He likes to get in there, and Trixie's really trying to play some mind games with him at the moment. And I think he might have got in Fadinator's head because Fadinator, out of the ordinary, gets 5 denials in a row, like you said, and Trixie gets straight back to the takedown. Fadinator really needs to get his head back in this game because it looks like Trixie might have got to him, Cyrus, and the champion is in trouble at the moment. Can we see some adjustments going forward from him?
We need to see that killer cold focus we have seen in the past.
Nice.
He gets a big moment right here. Does he decide to separate? I would imagine not. He's going to try and now pour it on the current champion. He says, I've got grappling chops of my own, Jay Diamond. I don't know if that's the right strategy with Conor. I don't.
Well, Conor told me he was working with Hamzat and Darren Till. He's the 3rd member of the Smash Bros. That's what he told me, Cyrus.
Well, he's been training with those Smash Bros. We will see. We'll see. He's doing a good job right here holding the position. Fadinator is obviously behind the sticks, and we've seen him have fantastic performances on the mat in the past, doing a good job of turning the tides on the challenger at the moment there, Humble, and securing some top control to equalize out this round.
Yeah, I love that. I love the like sort of switch up to say anything you can do, I can do better. And you know, Trixie's stamina is starting to become a problem now as well. You know, the second round at the moment, so they've got to be careful. He gets the denial right there. He's landing some elbows of his own. And that's beautiful work from Fadner.
Yeah.
He really looked like he was losing his cool for a second. That 5 denials can put you in a position of getting finished, and he really does a good job of putting himself in a position where he can do some more damage. And Trixie is starting to get chipped away at. This is what Trixie wanted to do with Fadner, and Fadner is doing it to him, J-Dog.
Yeah.
Look at
This a turn of tides. Oh, the stats got a lot closer, and he got the ground control advantage too at the end of the round. Humble.
This is a freaking close fight. It's a bit different. It's a different fight, Cyrus Pratt. I've got a feeling it's going to open up in this round.
Yeah, no, for sure. One guy is going to get active. McGregor is actually the guy with the better of the stamina at this spot, but the head health problematic, as is the block. Will the amalgamation of the damage put out in these early rounds be enough for Swift Trixie, or will this stamina become a problem over the course of the next 15 minutes that are potentially ahead of us here, J-Dime? Only time will tell, but an interesting match with a lot at stake.
I feel like this is a great game. I feel like Fadner is playing the long game.
Yeah, definitely. There's like 5 targets from both guys. Like, nice work, beautiful work right there. It's like 5 targets that each guy kind of focuses on. And you know, the body work at the start of the fight from Fadner, the leg kicks and the clinch from Trixie, then the takedowns from Trixie, then the takedowns from Fadner, now the leg work again from Trixie.
Smart.
And then they both constantly give each other different looks, and they have to adapt it. It's like, you adjust to me, you adjust to me, and this is what we get in these fights. They're fantastic fights to watch.
Misses.
He tried to get it.
Yeah, he's trying to chop it, bro. He's trying to chop down that tree. The quick shots from Conor McGregor trying to go down that center. Misses the knee, and each one in return from Swift Trixie. My God, this is on a knife edge. This is on a knife edge, Jay. It's so close.
Man, I'm concerned.
Fad! Fad comes forward, tries to throw a combination. Trixie fighters back right now, goes to the body from Fad and J-Dime. And these two are swinging, but the clinch work again from Trixie offsets the rhythm from Fad and Air.
Man, I'm concerned about Conor's leg health, because you know Conor just got surgery too. So I'm really concerned right now, guys.
It's something I said as well at the start of the fight, Cyrus. Trixie goes after the legs when he wins those fights, and he's got the leg blinking at the moment. You've got to question that.
Yeah, no, exactly right. It's third round, right? 2 minutes left in it. There's a lot of time. There's a lot of time left, man. It's the stamina that I think is problematic. Jesus!
It's the bodywork from Fadner that's setting up those head kicks, and the J-Dime talked about this to me before with our good friend Shooter. You know, the long-term stamina from the teeps to the body is what really kind of takes you down, and Trixie's got something to worry about right now.
Oh my God!
Gets dropped. Fadner goes for the big hammer fist, Dan Hendo style J-Dime.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Fadner has slowly shifted this momentum to his favor. This is looking like a totally different fight from the beginning, Cyrus.
Yeah, this is this is a change of momentum. This is a change of pace. The champion weathered the early storm. Now finds himself on bottom. 45 seconds left on this clock, Humble. I don't know which way this is shifting, man, but the champ is definitely starting to settle in, and him and his corner have got to be feeling very, very confident about their chances going into these final 10 minutes.
Yeah, definitely. And one thing I noticed about these two, they constantly make adjustments, so it's really hard to predict where fights are going to go. I know Trixie came out at the start of this fight and looked really good. He's got the leg health blink, and that could be coming from. It's just all a case of set up options for each other. But this round, Fadner really did well towards the end of the round. He got the stun and the rock and the knockdown, as we've seen right there. The other round's really, really close, but the real damage in this round and the real change and shift of the momentum of this fight so far has come from Fadner landing that big shot in that third round. Who knows how the scorecards are, but definitely for me that Fadner won that one.
Oh my God! That's a way to start round 4.
Oh, he gets him.
Oh my God!
Is he getting it?
We may have a new champion.
Oh, Trixie!
Oh my God, he survived!
He survived!
The champ is still in it!
He's still alive, Cyrus! He's still alive! Trixie, though, completely switched it up. He turned into Fadner almost. He came out with a boxing combination.
How did he survive that?
Oh my God. The adjustments these two make are phenomenal. Look at the swing. The swing's insane.
Are you not entertained? Fadner, Swift Trixie, once again. I said this was for the ages, and that is exactly what it is.
Oh, what a great work from both guys.
Oh my gosh.
Edge of your seat action right here, lads.
Yeah, definitely.
He checks it, but that leg's still compromised.
Oh,
my
beautiful
God.
strip down the middle.
Oh,
He goes
hey.
with the right hand. He's starting to use the boxing combinations. Van Dyke's struggling. He could get a rock right
It
now.
may
Van
be
Dijk
over.
goes.
We may have a new champion.
This is it.
May have.
Oh, he acts on
Ooh,
again.
He's still here. He's still here.
Oh my days. He's gone for the guillotine, and Trixie's got low stamina at the moment. This could be... No,
Oh my God.
it's not.
He's out, but look, the
He's
champion not going out without a fight here, J-Dime. He is hanging on for all he can, trying to turn it around. He's got the stamina to do it, but my God, is he
His
just in
head
such a
health.
dire situation. Yeah, the head health, the right leg as well, man. This is tough for the current champ.
He's almost dead. Like head health wise, he's almost dead right now, guys.
I almost don't think sometimes Trixie can come back, and somehow he does. And he came out so dead. Like I was saying, at the end of that third round, Fadnet looked like he was in control of the fight. Trixie, during rounds, it's like he gets some special bajonga juice or something, you know what I mean? He's got TJ Dillashaw in his corner, he's got Alistair Rover in his corner. I don't know what horse meat he's eating, but something's going on in those corner rounds because he switches it like I don't know what, and Fadnet now has to deal with a completely different Trixie in this fight.
All I'm saying is check the water bottle, Jay. Check the water bottle.
No, listen to me. He told me that he brought in Vitor Belfort to help him with this camp. I don't know what that's for,
That's on top.
but he brought him.
He's got a minute to work here, lads. Minute to work.
Ooh.
This fourth round, he probably can't turn it around and take it, but he can maybe finish his opponent. The head health is not exactly fantastic for Poirier either. And of course, Conor McGregor still has that left hand.
Good denial right there. Important denial. Maybe a bit of like anticipation. You know, fighting there. He's a veteran savvy. He gets the grappling advantage. There he goes to mount right now. This is a big position right now, Jay Dime. He's got 25 seconds from this position. He's going to try and posture. No, maybe not. Tricking us all. Here we go. Needs to land some big shots.
This is good
Oh
work
my
for the
God.
champ.
Oh,
This is
oh
good
my
work for the
God.
champ.
Oh,
Oh my God! Hold on. Hey,
that's tough.
this is crazy.
So
This
close
is
to
crazy.
finishing it.
Fuck, man. I like this. This is the
What's the
best
score?
title.
What's the score?
Nobody knows. I mean, do you actually
Listen.
come to think about it? I think the challenger might be up here. The challenger might be
know.
up. It's a very
Maybe.
good fight.
It's
Some of these
one
rounds.
clear rounds, right? But Fadnet comes out firing. I don't think it matters who's going to want it more. This could be the deciding round your time. And these two competitors are the two best Xbox players in the world. I don't give a shit what anyone says. These two are fantastic. It's a fact. Oh, Trixie gets him.
Wait.
Does he try and finish? He gets kicked in the face. And
Upkick.
Fadnet is
He
back up
upkicks
to the
him.
feet.
He upkicks him.
The chat was saying this was 2-2 going into the fifth and final round. Swift
my
Trixie
God.
trying to take the judges out of it right here, right now. J-Dime, this is an absolutely crazy fight, my man.
Oh my God, this is
Hey, listen to me. The only thing that can make this even better is a well-timed pull counter, because this fight is spectacular
yes.
right
Oh
now.
my God.
Oh my God!
Oh, he pulls it. He has
Get
no
down.
stamina.
He had
He has no stamina.
Oh,
Trixie
he's
is in
drunk.
charge in
Looks
this fifth
drunk.
round. He could be trying to win the fight right now. We don't know how this one's scored, but Trixie, go back to the leg, Cyrus.
Yeah, I mean, just chopping away. He's got his head health compromised, his leg compromised. Fadnet, the current champion, having a little bit of an issue of where to defend, but the takedown is there for Conor McGregor. He's got 3 minutes to work. Maybe he thinks this is 2-2 there, Jay, and is just trying to secure this
he gets
round.
some- Oh, my days.
Hey, this is crazy.
If you think
Like,
about
I don't
it,
know
though,
what
as well,
this is insane.
I was just about to say, Jay, if you think about it as well, Fadnet had some good success on the ground. He really did well mount. You know, with Conor McGregor, he had some. At the end of that round, he got on top and did some damage. And maybe that's an area that he thinks great fight IQ from both these guys. Trixie is kind of swung on the feet in his favour. Fadnet goes back to the ground. Can Trixie get back up? That's the question, Jay.
Yeah, but like, how are we scoring this is what I'm trying to figure out. It's round 5 and I don't know what the scorecards are like.
This one is coming down to the wire. There is 1 minute 50 on the clock. The current champion trying to take the challenger out of it. He has now got half guard, but continues to hunt for the top Mount Humble. And you know the way that, like you said, the last round ended. He's trying to continue in that fashion right here.
Right there, gets the denial. He's going to try and posture up somehow and get some ground and pound.
He has
denied
him.
right there. No stamina. This is the problem in the fifth round. There's no sort of stamina to kind of do that. And Fadnet might be regretting kind of not going to the ground early and getting top position. He's fantastic there. You know, he's a great competitor on the ground. Fell in love with the striking, but He's got 57 seconds to work. He's doing real damage to the body as well.
Yeah.
Maybe he's looking for a rally. I don't know.
He's got 40 seconds, Jay. 40 seconds
my
to
God.
take the judges out of it. He's trying to do it.
Oh, he's trying. This is crazy to me.
Well, for submission, this is going to kill his clock as
No,
well.
for
This might be it.
Smart move from Swift Trixie. Smart move. He needs to hold this for
How
as
do
long
we
as he
know
can.
though, Cyrus? He could have lost the first
because
two.
We don't-
because there was
we
only
don't know
30
what the
seconds left,
rounds
bro.
look like.
Man, he could have been finished, though. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He could have been finished.
Yeah.
Oh my
I just
god.
don't know how we scoring these rounds. This is a crazy fight. I don't know. Like I
We
just
need
don't
5
know.
more rounds.
We need 5 more rounds. I'm sure we'll get it some point down the line, my
We
man.
getting a split decision? Are we getting a split decision?
I'll say something right now before we get a decision. I can watch these fight every single week. That's
Honestly.
what makes this rivalry so
Honestly.
good, because each round's different. Never mind each fight. Each round's different. You don't know what to expect in every freaking round.
Did
Cyrus.
Trixie edge this out, or did Fadinator come back? Like I don't.
Look at the fucking.
Either
replays.
way, there's going to be a little bit of controversy. I'm looking at the chat as we're going through. Every
I'm
person
not
is going
looking at
back
the
and
chat.
forth.
I don't
They're
want to
going
look
back and
at it
forth,
because
man.
I feel like
Everybody's
someone will spoil it.
I don't know
Everybody's
either
like
one.
Trixie, everybody's like Fadinator. They're going back and forth. It's a closely contested bout for sure. We're going to the judge's decision right here, right now.
Definitely, indeed, and we're going to listen to this one.
All 3 judges score the contest.
48, 47. 48, 47. Unanimous decision.
Trixie
We
gets
got a
the
new
win!
champion.
The
We got a
new.
new champion.
I'll let Cyrus do the honors on this one. This is fantastic.
Honestly, 2 fantastic competitors and new Swift Trixie. Commiserations to Fadinator. This guy should hold his head high. He is still an absolute killer in this division. Took Swift Trixie down to the wire and had moments where he could have finished that fight. But the current champion is Swift Trixie, regaining that belt. Now we'll have to see if he can put together another run. He knows that Fadinator is going to be hot at his heels, Humble. Hot at his heels. He's going to want this
man.
back.
Such a fucking close fight as well. Like, you know what impressed me most about Trixie, and I think that the reason he won that fight is I think the second and third round he had some adversity. Fadinator, you can see it right there. Fadinator started coming out. He started hitting him. He started hitting him with bigger shots, and he really got him hurt. And then Trixie just manages to come out, and he looks like a different fighter.
Yeah.
He's got this style where he can come in and look like a completely different fighter between rounds. He'll attack the legs and it'll set it up for later on. And we talked about it earlier on. He wins these fights a majority of the time when he does attack them legs, and it wasn't in the question. He didn't do it straight away, Cyrus. He went for the takedown early, took him out of the game, and then went back to the legs. It's just brilliant fight IQ from both guys, and Fadinator as well. Credit to him because he looked fantastic in those second and third rounds, and just even when he took him down, looked fantastic as well. And you maybe think, does he go with a grappler next time at Try Fish It? Who knows? What an main event that was.
Honestly, would not expect anything less. That was a fantastic event. We appreciate each and every one of you for showing all the support that you have tonight and each and every night that we put on these events. It has been an absolute pleasure calling the fights with yourself, Mr. Humbledink, and of course, J-Dime TV, Primetime Dime. Until the next one, much love, peace out, stay safe. Make sure to join the raid at the end, and we'll see you soon.